Ew. 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 Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. We're just in time to hear the GOAT, the greatest British band of all time, Queen and Freddie Mercury, say, ew. 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 I wish I could do it. We'll stop. But, we've seen Leeds United tweets all morning, and then the last one was Willie Nonto saying, it's charging up. What's charging up? And then Leeds United have just dropped the, ew. Ew. No, I've had that. I've had that a while. But that's my Ayo Tanaka tattoo, that. Yeah. I knew it was happening. Obviously, it's going to happen at 12. So we're about 7 minutes away. But Leeds United have their first signing of the day. Oh, oh, oh. My Gamma had curtains, that shirt, I like it. Yeah, this is a beauty, this. It's one of my favourites. I thought I'd change. I said a different shirt, different time. Actually goes with the cap really nice as well, doesn't it? So you might see me donning this on holiday sometime like that. Mr. Blackburn can't get here. He's got jet lag. I haven't, Professor. No, to be honest, you want to know what I did after this? I went downstairs. After the stream, I went downstairs, made a coffee, jumped in bed and had a nap. And I've just spat some toast all over the gaff. So I literally went to sleep. So I went to sleep and woke up at 11:30. Oh, Joe says I've sent him the wrong one. Must have. 1 second. I think I sent him the one for 9 o'clock, you know. So, we will react, obviously, to news of Leeds United signing Ayo Tanaka, but we also need to have a conversation about Leeds United potentially not getting a 10. It's looking more and more likely that might not happen. Sallai now is this chat maybe that won't happen. There's chat. Well, it's looking very unlikely on Hamer, and we might end up with just 2 folks, which isn't good, by the way. We cannot end up with just 2. It's not a good look. Like, I don't want to be too negative, but I don't want to end up with just 2. We still need a 10, ideally. It'll still be an okay window, because we've seen some successful transfers come in. Solomon, Ramazani, even if we go right back, Road on Bogle, and of course Ayo Tanaka. But we need to get silly for Sallai, if that's the thing that Joe's pushing. We need to get silly for Sallai. Schmidt will come in. I think I'm not bothered about that, but I am bothered about it. But I want Leeds United to do some biz. Do you know what I mean? I want us to get a 10. Ooh. Well, I see. I don't know what FPL's 23's. I don't know what this is, but this is looking like my man's ITK as well. He's giving it this. I guess this is also a bad sign. So I'm assuming that's a bad sign. So if Hamer can't get done, and reports are telling us that Sallai can't get done, then we might end up without a 10. Yeah, it's bare minimum. Farkas for 4. He's probably going to get 4. But we could have done one more. And I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. I'm going to bring Joe in now. I just need to change my headset around and all that sort of stuff. Do me a favour, folks. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Get your comments in. And, of course, hit that notification bell. And let's get Joe in. I'll let him chat for a bit while I finish my toast, you see. Make sure I can hear him first. Joe?
Hello.
Oh, hi. How are you?
There we go.
Silly for Sallai. Talk to me. What's your
We
thoughts?
we we got to get silly for Sallai. That's all it is. Importantly, I know you're not a fan of the jet washers a lot of the time. However, very interestingly, a last-minute booked flight from Budapest to Leeds popped up about an hour ago, which was then also pushed forward a further hour. So
Okay.
it set off incredibly early, completely unexpectedly. And where is Sallai's agent? That would be
Okay.
Budapest, which I
Right.
thought was very, very interesting
Okay.
and points us in the direction of there might actually be something there rather than absolutely nothing. So, for instance, a lot of, I, for the most part, was just watching the flight that was going on, and I was like, you know what, this is just a fun little
Yeah. Of
vehicle to do a live stream in. It's a nice little
course.
background, it's a backdrop. But then
Did
someone
you?
pointed out
Do you
the
need to? You need a cat, bro. You need a
I
cat.
do. I need a pilot hat.
Mm.
The closest I've got is a. 1 second. The closest I've got is a McLaren Formula One hat, but that doesn't quite have the same vibe to it,
It
does it?
does. I think it works. I think it works.
It's not really a flight hat. It's not very
No.
piloty.
Stands out. Safety
It's
in that.
very bright, yeah. Um, but I feel okay on the Sallai thing with what's come out as of late. It makes me feel a
So
little bit more okay.
obviously, in 2 minutes, we're probably going to see Leeds United announce Ayo Tanaka, and we'll get stuck into that. Goated announcement, by the way, with the Ayo,
Big
Ayo.
fan, yeah.
Big fan. Didn't Sasha? I have been sleeping, by the way, but I did see before I did that Sasha Tagliafieri sort of like poured water on the Sallai stuff, I believe.
He did. He did that about 5 minutes after you finish your stream.
That was it. Yeah.
Um, let's
Yeah.
have a look at what specifically he said.
Cool. Let's do it.
Sources confirmed Leeds United were pessimistic about the deal to happen as the clubs aren't able to find an agreement. Now an unlikely move. But what I feel like is likely happening is we were having conversations on the Sallai front, which is what Tavoglieri's been reporting, and the Hamer front, because I'd also heard from various folks that Hamer chat was still happening. So it feels like what might have been going on is we were having the discussions on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a case of, well, we're not going to push especially hard on both of them simultaneously in case we can get one of them done more affordably than we expect.
Yeah.
So what I think might happen is if it feels like we've just hit a brick wall on one of them,
Uh-huh.
we're not necessarily going to push too hard on said brick wall, but we can twist to the other direction, I think. Which makes me feel like if the Hamer one is definitely off, that is why we might have seen that flight from Budapest as a potential thing. And I know that flight watching is incredibly silly, but like it's in the sky as we speak, so it feels weird for that to be absolutely nothing with a last minute arrangement with his agent being there, with it being pushed forward by an hour.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look now, mate, because it's been made official. So let's just have a look on the old Twitter sphere and get something shared here. So, let's. Actually, it's probably not wise for me to play the music, so I won't do that. But this is his announcement video, folks, so you can get a look at it. It's very anime. I like it. I like what they've done there. You know, pulling into the culture. Love it.
They're playing the Japanese fans game, which
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
which I would absolutely never do. I would never thumbnail and title
I did
a
like that,
video
by
in
the way. That was
Japanese just
brilliant. Yeah.
to make sure.
I did see that, by the way, and it was a brill. But Ayo Tanaka, over the moon, happy? What's your thoughts?
It's a good move. It's an intelligent move, and a lot of people will look at it and go, "Yeah, well, it's maybe not the biggest name, but
No.
I don't give a shit. It doesn't need to be a big name.
No,
You've
you're
never
right,
heard the
doesn't.
name Somerville. You've never heard the name Strap,
No, you're right.
and now here we are."
Exactly. I will just read the press release from The Athletic because I just find them an easier read because there's not adverts everywhere. Leeds complete Ayo Tanaka transfer from Fortuna Dusseldorf. So Leeds have announced the signing from Fortuna Dusseldorf on a permanent transfer. Tanaka is Leeds' seventh signing of the window, signed a 4-year deal at Ellen Road. 25-year-old Japanese international scored 13 times in 42 matches for club and country last season. Again, that's massive for us, Joe, because we got 1 goal from midfield. In 27 caps for the national team, he has featured at the Olympics and at the World Cup. He's played in the Bundesliga 2 with Dusseldorf since joining from J1 League side Kawasaki Frontale in June of 22. Joins for an undisclosed fee, thought to be in the region of around about €3.5 million to bolster Daniel Farke's midfield. Farke had made it clear that he wanted further reinforcements in midfield earlier in the summer. Sorry. That need intensified when we lost players. Tanaka can play in a range of positions in midfield and will wear the number 22 shirt at Leeds. United continuing to work on a deal to sign fullback Isaac Schmidt on a permanent deal from St. Gallen in Switzerland. 23-year-old scored last night, and Leeds confirmed the signing of wingers Solomon on loan and Largi Ramazani from Almira in the last week. So it has been a better week. But yeah, talk to me, Ayo Tanaka. What are your initial thoughts, my man?
My initial thoughts when you were going through a bunch of foreign names for a moment there was, Jesus, Joe needs to work on his pronunciations of other countries.
Which one? Which one did you get wrong?
I believe it's Kawasaki Frontale in terms of the Japanese
What did
club
I
that he
call
was
it?
at.
Frontale.
Frontale, yeah,
Oh,
which is
okay,
fair
okay.
enough, yeah. And Bundesliga 2 is fair enough, but I believe they call it the Zweite Bundesliga over there.
Okay.
But that one's fair enough. In terms of signing him, brilliant. You might have missed it when you were having a nap between streams, which is completely fair enough. I wish I could have a nap, but I've got work immediately after this stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is going to be good. I think I've managed to squeeze my evening stream forward half an hour because I know you're streaming at 9 and I need to get that quiz in.
Yeah.
But it's fine. In terms of the thing that you missed, I think Schmidt is in for a medical at the moment, rather than
Is he already in the country, or?
I don't know. It might be a medical elsewhere. It might be, yeah. But yeah, I'm very happy with Tanaka. As far as I'm aware, we've all been mispronouncing his name for quite some time. I think it should be Al.
Yes, Al. Yeah.
But then again,
it doesn't work though. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
They couldn't have gone, ow, ow, ow. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work. It don't work for ow, let's go. Let us have Ayo. But yes, his name is pronounced out.
That just sounds like you're slowly falling down the stairs, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Ow! Ow!
Oh, it's like you've hit all the bottom steps on the way down. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Fred Hackworth, little nod there, also said this equals 22 in Japanese, I assume. So that was on the announcement graphic, I'd assume. That's quite a cool touch.
Very nice.
Sky Sports says Schmidt is on his way. Go on, sorry, mate.
I need to find out if that is in fact his number, because I made myself a little bet in the stream yesterday that if we did sign... if we hit 5,000 subscribers whilst we were still in the air, I was going to get the third kit with Tanaka on the back. So I need to find out his number.
Cool. And did you hit that? You hit the relevant... Did you say 5K?
Did.
You hit that yesterday?
Yeah, we hit 5K when we were in the air over Morley, which was very nice.
Nice. Did you have a Marleyan meal to celebrate? Did you say Marley?
Morley, as in the town
Morley.
outside Leeds.
I thought you said Marley. Why would he be over Marley?
Why would he be? He's like, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of a diversion to Africa. We know he went back to visit his parents in Japan, but he just decided to
Might as well just drop by Marley as well at the same time.
Actually, you know what? I think I might pop in and visit Marley. No.
So he was at Morley. So the national dish, you can have some fish and chips to celebrate.
There we go.
Yeah.
Pop by Hillycroft. Have a chippy.
I love that. Bloody Marley, man. Honestly, my geography's crazy, but that's just wild. Even I know that's wild. Mad. Let's see. I do want to see what the club have had to say on Tanaka. 1 second. Let's just pull it in. Listen, folks, there's 1,200 people. Make sure you check out Joe Blackburn, and Jer will be joining us later on as well. I think he's doing some graft himself at the minute, but he said he will pop on. Leeds are delighted to announce the signing of Tanaka. Signed a 4-year deal, as we know. Bringing experience from the Zweite Bundesliga. Tanaka has also played 27 times for the national team which I believe is pronounced Japan. He represents his company. We know about this bit. As the Athletic, just taken this straight from what Leeds have put. A versatile and energetic midfielder, Tanaka can operate across all areas. Well, I think they almost have. After amassing close to 100 appearances throughout his time at Dusseldorf, Tanaka also has a keen eye for goal. And 23-24 was his most productive for club and country, where he scored 13 times. Yeah, everyone at Leeds would like to welcome AO to the club, or Ao to the club, and he will wear the number 22 shirt. There you go. There it's confirmed you get 22, so there we go. You have to get it bought, mate. Oh, I've just realised I'm not even sharing that with you. But there he is. A beautiful Japanese Wunder kid. I know he's 25, but I just like saying the word Wunder kid. So, yeah, our beautiful Japanese international, Ao Tanaka, not going to be anywhere like our other Japanese star, in Ideguchi, who barely represented the club at all. So I'm excited. Konnichiwa to any Japanese people that might be dropping in, just in case, on the off chance. You never know. Look, can we just switch a little bit? Because, and we'll come back to AO and how we feel about that when Joe comes back and stuff. If it ends with Tanaka and Schmidt, how do you feel? Because I think we all got... I've allowed myself to get giddy thinking we will go for a 10 because the Himabid, Sallai stuff. Now it looks like water's just been doused all over them fires left, right and centre, and I'm a bit going, oh, hang on. It might only be Tanaka and Schmidt, which will be a good final day. But I would like us to push the envelope just that little bit further. I don't know where your head's at with it, mate. Is underwhelming the right word? Or do you think that's harsh?
I'm fine with it, to be completely honest, because it's what we knew that we needed to do. And throughout, I've sort of approached this as, okay, if we end up with a Hamer or a... What's the Sallai? There we go.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot silly for Sallai. If we end up with either of those, I'm completely fine with that, to be completely honest.
What if we don't?
But if that's... I've been viewing them as bonuses, to be completely honest.
Okay.
Because in terms of getting the business that we needed to do done, fine. All good. Anything further is fantastic, wonderful, little bit of an advantage. I'm not too worried if that doesn't happen. I'll be completely honest. It's all right.
I'm a little bit worried, Joe. Just because I guess just for my own excitement, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I think we'll have enough? Yeah. Yeah, of course. I do. But we could do with the Specialist 10. Will we get that? I'm not too sure. It's not looking very promising right now. Hamer looks like it's dead in the water. Sallai's had water poured on it. Who else could we go? Who else could we go to? We don't know, do we? There'll be other names out there that they might try and get done at the death, if you like. But
Cabal's still around, to be fair.
Exactly. Other names, but I'm not sure. Pete says, "Don't worry, we still might be." Yes, true, but I'm not too sure. Jan Fleming, I mean, yeah, I think Burnley wanted him, didn't he? But it would be a little bit underwhelming, Jan Fleming, when you've been linked to Sallai and Hamer. And I don't think Leeds United will want to, I don't want to call it panic, but won't want to like push a button just to get a player. Oh, let's just get one in. Do you know what I mean? I don't see it happening. I don't think Benson's happening either, but he's more of a winger. We don't want a winger, do we? No. If we're going to bring a player in, no point bringing a winger because we've stacked now.
It needs to be someone that can play inside. Like Sallai is on paper sort of maybe a winger, but he also plays a lot on the inside, which is fine. That's what we need.
And even speaking in the press conference, Farker said like almost like, look, Aronson is more of a 10, you know, Nonto can play there, Pirro's more of a support striker kind of vibe. So it's like in probably Farker's eyes, we got 110, Aronson, and he's not like a proper 10 according to Farker. They're his words, and you can see that when he's being used. He was used on the right or the left prior to going into the 10 before Pirro had a stinker at West Brom. So in Farke's eyes, he probably feels he doesn't have a 10. He only has people that can round pegs, square holes, I think is probably how Farke sees it. So in order for us to have a perfect window, I guess a perfect window, you'd be also looking at as a second striker. I know you disagree on that, but you might be looking at a backup striker. But let's not say perfect's perfect. To probably be everyone would want a new goalkeeper and all this sort of stuff. But to make it a really great window, I'd still like us to have that number 10. That number 10, someone like Samu Saiz, Pablo Hernandez, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. There's one name that I'd like to sort of outwardly say, can we just not have them? Like Jan Vidar's just suggested them now in the chat. Can we not do Elias Chair? Can we avoid the man that caved in someone's head with a rock? Like, I feel like let's not get desperate to the point that we want to be signing players that have done big old crimes and
I
changed
don't think the
people's
club
lives
would go
permanently.
there because of
No,
that as well, Joe. I don't
but
think they would.
the number of people suggesting it is like, we've had people be mad about potentially signing players because they might have like scored against us or done something in front of an away end, and it's like, well, let's extrapolate that to the rest of their lives. Let's not sign players that have done very, very bad things. Just as a rule of thumb.
Yeah. No, yeah, look, and there's a reason why Elias Chair's still at QPR. If he didn't have all that around him, I'm telling you, he'd have already left. He'd have already gone.
Yeah.
So it's clearly a lot of bit. Yeah, I hear what you say, mate. Here's a great tweet, though, that I have just seen. AO, the company have replied to Leeds United with Alexa play Blitzburg Bop. But it's the A.
Blitzkrieg.
There you go. It's the 8-0 Let's Go track. Leeds United have retweeted that, so that's absolutely fantastic to see them get involved as well. It all massively helps the club, all that sort of exposure. So yeah, Cabal would be the shock. What about the guy Belloumi? Because I've seen all sorts of links to this Belloumi guy. While you answer that, mate, I'm just going to run and go get my vape because I lost it.
Oh.
No, I didn't. It's in my pocket. But go on.
Okay. The interesting thing with the Belloumi stuff is at the same time as there was stuff around the weird Budapest flight, there was stuff around a weird flight from Faro, which is he plays for Ferenc, which is next door. But then again, you're diving too much into flight stuff without any sort form of confirmation. That's not even to Leeds Bradford, so people were sort of connecting dots. That was the one that I put on as just like, this would be fun background, but I don't expect anything to come of it. I'm still feeling all right on the Sallai thing, but Cabal would be a good signing, I think, because we've seen that he does the line-breaking passing stuff.
Yeah.
Belloumi, I feel if we were to sign him, be a bit of a weird one because it's another player that can just basically play on the wings, which signing good players isn't anything that I'm ever going to turn down.
No,
to be
of
completely
course.
clear.
No, yeah. That's why I'd have taken Max
yeah.
Aarons, even though I felt we didn't need him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, it's a question of where they're going to fit and are they going to be happy here? Because if you're signing a good quality player that just about doesn't make the first team,
yeah, exactly.
are they going to be unhappy? And is them being unhappy going to sort of unsettle other people?
It's so true. I've just been. I don't know if this is the one that you mentioned, but a mutual friend of ours just WhatsApped me to say there's a new arrival from Budapest. Is that one?
That's the one that we've been watching, and that's the one I've got
one?
on a spare tab in the background.
Okay, and that's arriving at 1:39. And what did you say you believed that one was relevant to?
I thought that was relevant because Sallai is a Hungarian, and B, he changed agent relatively recently to one that is headquartered in Budapest. Yeah. And for that to be last minute scheduled to Leeds, and not only scheduled at, I think it was initially scheduled to set off at 12:25, and then it was moved forwards to set off at 11:25. Yeah. Which I thought was really interesting if it's sort of in a rush to get here. Currently, it's just crossed the border into Germany, which is interesting.
Okay. And Budapest is capital of Hungary then?
Yes.
Okay, every day is a school day. There you go. Thank you for that. Did not know that.
Watching unending episodes of Pointless is starting to pay off, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I'm good at sport rounds and stuff on Pointless, but some of them are just like way over my head. It's not. Yeah, well, let's hope it is something like that, and we do get him in because we could do with that 10, and it'd really rubber stamp the end of the deal. From everything I'm reading and hearing now, like Hamer's done, right?
Done as in not done.
Done as in
not happening.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Do you?
From the start, it looked a little bit like if we can get him, then that's a nice little bonus. But there's a pretty good chance that we don't, and it might be a little bit on the expensive side. But I think it's been worth it just to have the funny few days of unsettling and annoying Chris Wilder. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah. I would have loved for us to get that deal done. I thought, honestly, it'd have been absolutely unreal for Leeds United to get that done so that we could just see how sort of like, I don't know, like it would just create a complete meltdown within their fan base, with the manager, with everything. And I had this image of Hamer just scoring an absolute wonder strike at Bramall Lane and giving it the bigger. Now we have to expect that he might score against us and rub it in our faces a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
On that, is it a case of you think it's been a disappointing day based on what your overall expectation was, say, a few days ago? Or have you gotten to a place where you've thought Hamer is something of a given, and if we don't get Hamer, then it's a disappointment? Is it a case of you've in your head, because things have gone quite well, shifted the goalposts to what if things get even better?
Yeah.
Is that why you're seeing a sort of
I think
disappointment?
so, yeah. Because, like you say, a couple of days ago, and I had this conversation with Joe, and I know Joe actually is on this, and we'll hear from him soon. He's just finishing some work. But he's okay with what we've got, and I probably, in hindsight, might be okay. But I do, over the last 24 hours, have allowed myself to think, we're not just going to get these two. We're going to get one more. We're going to get a 10. And I think maybe that's where the disappointments come from. So, yeah, there is that. I mean, a week ago, if you'd have told me we get to on deadline day, I'd have been like, get in! Do you know what I mean? But now we're here, it's like, oh, come on. Let's at least get one more. Well, look, we're still waiting on your man. I forgot his name already. Schmidt. Which I think's a huge signing, by the way. But I just,
it's a great move, and the fact that he scored a pretty decent goal last night in the Europa Conference League is wild. And the way that I've had a few people like in my chat going, well, I don't know, I've never heard of him. It's like, okay, that's fine. The fact of the matter is a bunch of scouts have heard of him, and he's clearly quite decent.
Yeah. That's quite... Hang on 1 second. Someone mentioned there's a in the video on which might actually be, I don't know. Let's have a look. Anyone notice in the background the AO video says testimonial brochure? I wonder if that's a little nod, because they've been doing little Easter eggs, haven't they, for a while, Leeds United? If you think back to when they did the badge and stuff. If you see here, you can't see it because we're in the way. 1 second. It says there, Leeds United senior testimonial. Unless that's always been
Souvenir
used.
Would be my guess.
Souvenir? Is it souvenir?
Yeah. Who did we sign before this? It was a Solomon or someone, wasn't it?
Yeah, see if it's on that one.
I'm going to go through that one as well.
Because if that is that a little hot tip to Cooper, potentially? Do we reckon testimonial brochure? Maybe. Maybe there might be something in that. Have a look at this. If it's on the Solomon one, then we can just assume it's just the background that they're using for them all. But yeah. Quick summary, Joe Kildoon is Leeds United have signed AO Tanaka from Fortuna Dusseldorf. We have Isaac Schmidt en route and will be signed. I think everyone's pretty confident that will happen. It looks like Hamer deal is dead in the water. Maybe Leeds United can't get anywhere to the fee or the payment structure required. And Sasha Taglieri did say that the deal for Sallai is looking very unlikely. I will get that tweet in just a second. Go on, Joe, mate.
There is not anything testimonial related in the Manor Solomon one. I'm going to look a little bit further back, though, because if they've only used that same intro from Solomon and Ramazani onwards, then that would be interesting that they've created a new intro with the word testimonial in it.
Yeah.
Just for the Tanaka one.
Exactly. This was the tweet earlier on. This was at 10:05, just after I dropped off, actually, earlier. It says, this is obviously Hungarian sources confirm Leeds United's pessimistic about Roland Sallai's deal to happen, as clubs aren't able to find an agreement. Now an unlikely move. Wait and see. Which doesn't necessarily mean it's dead. Maybe Leeds United might, towards the end, think, do you know what, we're just going to have to get this guy. We're going to have to give in to their demands. I think Sallai and him are both a deal that would help to get Leeds United over the line. Someone said this was never on, because Leeds fans always like to beat, and Sasha actually responded to him, says yes, it definitely was. So yeah, this is good news. Let's have a look, see what else is out there. What else did I get tagged in? There was another player. The 30 million, absolute rubbish. I don't know where that was. Baturina. Did you see this Croatian football?
Yeah, I saw someone report it, but it's not a thing, is it? Let's be realistic.
Yeah, no way Leeds United bid 30 million for a 21-year-old. While Dynamo accepted the offer, Batuna turned it down, similar to Gvardiol a few years ago, as he believes it's not the best club for his development, which I think is
that's fine. In that case, I'm going to accept the offer that you definitely made of £500,000 for appearing on this stream. I just don't think it's right for my development to take the money.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
But you definitely offered it. I mean, I promise.
Yeah. Yeah, I would not believe that, Tom Johansson, because nowhere else in the whole of our ITK accounts, Yorkshire-based, Romano, no one's reported it, and I think they would get sniff of a £30 million bid from a championship club for a 21-year-old player. So I don't see that happening. Arbasta maybe going to Brighton, massive, because he's huge for them. So we need to keep our eyes on that as well, because they're doing quite well, I think, Sheffield United, in terms of keeping hold of players in comparison to, say, a Burnley. Do we go back in for Hamer and Jan if we don't get him, because it seemed promising? It depends on the landscape at that time, I think, doesn't it, Rhiannon? Because I think if we're 6 months off from the end of the season, well, it's not even that, is it? I think it's like 5. And Sheffield United are in a very strong position and say ahead of us, then you got no chance, have you? Because they're going, well, we're going to go up and you're in the thing. So it all depends on, for all we know, Sheffield United could be bottom half. I know it's unlikely, but and Leeds at the top, at which point that could then happen. Wilder might being sacked. So it all depends. But if we're challenging for top 2, it won't happen. It all depends on how the land lies. Isaac Schmidt on his way, confirmed by Sky. That was Tim Thornton. Sam says still a lot of time left. There is. There is a lot of time left. You're right. Free Hamer. Yeah. You boy.
So I've scrolled back to as far as so far that pre-season match against Valencia. Oh, camera's run out of battery. 1 second. This is why I've been charging all 3 of my camera batteries today.
Oh, really? You've got them all going, aye?
Oh, yes.
He will be back with us in just a second, folks. Technical, I was going to say difficult. It's not technical difficulties. Well, is it? No. He'll be back.
It's sort of a technical difficulty.
Just wait, folks. He will be back.
I've gotten as far back as the Valencia match, and there we go. And not only has the introduction been a little bit different throughout each of the videos, nothing in terms of club branding that has anything like that background has had the word testimonial on it. It's the first time the word testimonial has appeared on absolutely anything.
I mean, it might be absolutely
It
nothing,
might be
but-
nothing, but it'd be very weird for it to be absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I don't know why it would be a nod back to Radaby, though.
Is there a link between Radaby and Tanaka?
Maybe they both flew over Mali when they came to
Maybe,
Leeds.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Radaby, famously not Japanese.
Yeah, famously, definitely not. Maybe they both like the Kaiser Chiefs, the band. Maybe.
Yeah, why not? We'll go with that, yeah.
Yeah. Lee says you're bang average. I assume that's us, mate. Check the Bogle one, he says. Check the Bogle one. I think he might have.
It's fucking miles away.
Right, on it. Folks, as well, just while we're on, if you do want an extra look at Ayo Tanaka and what he can bring to Leeds United, the best Leeds United scout in the game has done a video, a scout report by Lockie Leeds. I'll also remind you all at the end to go and check that out as well. But yeah, he does great content, does Lockie. So make sure you go check it out. Ayo Tanaka scout report. It's criminal that it only, he only has this many subscribers and stuff, so you need to get yourselves over to Lockie Leeds, but it is there, and we will I don't want to watch it with you because obviously I want you to go and watch it yourselves, but yeah, it is there. Which stats are awful. I don't know who responds to. Sorry, I'm behind in the chat. If it gets sorted, we can ask for an extension for paperwork. Yes, we can. Him a deal in jeopardy as Wilder can't decide how many sandwiches he wants as part of the deal. I don't know.
Bit of a weird question, but does anyone know the date that Bogle signed? Because I'm as far back as the 21st of July. But oh wait, hold on, I found him. Yep.
You got it.
There is still not the word testimonial as far as I can see.
No? But this is good news. This is happy days, I think. Maybe do you think they will do a testimonial though? Because you've got like the season, he wants to go somewhere else.
It'd be nice if they did. And I feel like an international break is a reasonable time to do it. But
yeah,
I can see it being quite hard to arrange in the middle of a season. Unless it's just them saying, we'll do it at some point. Like maybe in the summer.
Yeah, true. El says, have you got a pre-sale ballot code for Oasis? I don't, mate, and nor can I afford them, to be honest. 140 quid, I haven't got it, unfortunately. I thought it'd be a lot cheaper, but for anyone who did, good luck. I wish you well, and I hope you get tickets. It will be a great day for all involved, 100%. I was saying earlier, Joe, that I hope that, by then people will have passed it. I mean, this sounds really bad, but I don't hope this, but I assume some might be attending funerals, some might be attending weddings, babies might be born, life events happen where they go, I did buy these 2 tickets back in August of 2024, but now I can't actually go, so you can have this ticket for face value, or even an extra 100 quid on top or something, at which point I might have the money to be able to do it. Yeah.
Cheeky little bit of resale.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we know this, bro. We didn't think they were the same at all. Definitely. What's this? Konnichiwa ordered a number 17 shirt. That's the number he likes. What's with the 22?
Oh dear.
What have I done?
He is number 22.
Yeah.
Your Tanaka 17, Kamikaze Kid. It ain't gonna be quite right.
No.
Sorry.
No. Do we already have a number 17?
Not that I can think of. Hang on, I'm still on the club website, so I can take a look. Yes, Ramazani.
There you go, Large Ramazani. His number's been taken, and that's why maybe he's gone for 22. The release clause expired earlier on. So yeah, well, I think we tested the waters, right? Johnny says, sorry for sending you down the rabbit hole. Nah, mate, it's good. It's good. It's good to be able to do that. They have been doing lots of nods back to the old stuff in videos. Yeah, all badge and stuff. But I don't know why the testimonial thing would, because you could put it for any player, not maybe it's just for anybody and not like Rather be. The silhouette looks like Eddie Gray from his testimonial program back in the day. Okay, maybe it's from that then, and it is just a bit of thing. Oh, some saying it's the cover of Norman Hunter's testimonial brochure. So
But
it might
either
just
way,
be nothing.
it's a testimonial brochure that hasn't shown up at any other time.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And it is Liam Cooper's birthday today.
Oh, I hadn't added that to the links.
That's what I mean. The plot thickens.
It's all adding up. Or maybe we're just doing conspiracies because conspiracies are fun.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, within reason. Anyway, I've seen some crazy conspiracies about the Gallagher brothers on some pictures online, and I was like, "Are we really doing this? Like, not everybody is a wrong and or works for the Illuminati and stuff. I mean, I think you can find pictures in anything and be like, that means that." I was just like, "What? Have a day off, will you?" But anyway, there we go. Yeah, I guess because he hasn't signed for a club yet, he still realistically could say he's our player and therefore could clock into his 10th year, I think. Maybe that's why he hasn't signed for anyone yet. He's saying, look, I can't sign for your Hull until after the transfer window because that's when I signed for Leeds and therefore I want to hit my 10 years. And they've gone, "You're taking the piss, son. Get out of my office." But we'll wait and see. I'm just waiting for Leeds to tweet Freddie Mercury. Oh, that would be amazing. Waiting for him at the fall. Oh, that would be elite. What could they do for Schmidt? What do you reckon, Dan or Joe? Isaac Schmidt, what could they do? I think you're going to struggle, aren't you?
Yeah, I can't think. Nothing comes to mind, really.
No. Do. Here comes Isaac Schmidt.
I think the odds of Freddie Mercury having sung "Here Comes Isaac Schmidt," maybe not.
Well, you can do all with AI these days, can't you? You know what I mean? Oh, God. God, that was funny. I thought 17 was unlucky. No, that was to a crazy Italian man. And not Andrea Russo, but Mr. Massimo Cellino, bro. That's nothing to do with us. It was him. Didn't he take the chair out and also the colour purple, wasn't it? That was another one of his things. Sounds like someone who works for the Illuminati. Huh? Don't look over there. Yeah, exactly. Liam's flying back from the Budapest hotel for his birthday testimonial. Yeah, maybe.
That's the flight that we're watching. It's nothing to do with Sallai. It's always been Liam Cooper all along.
Exactly. He's on the piss. He's on the piss up. Nothing. I don't know what that means. Last Samurai. Schmidt by Bruno Priestley. Is there a tune called Schmidt by Bruno? I don't even know who Bruno Priestley is, to be honest. Yeah, I don't have a look.
There was a character called Schmidt in the sitcom New Girl, so I guess there might be some fun clips around that.
Nice. Could try that out. Yeah. The flight from Hungary is a Turkish registered plane. Maybe came from Turkey before with Schmidt and picked up Sallai on his way. Do you think there is any way in which Jets do say, "Do you know what? Can you just do a stop off here and pick him up on the way"? Do you think that actually happens?
I can't see why not. I mean, you'd have to ask an airport quite nicely, or pretend, like call in a bomb threat. "Oh no, we have to land. Turns out we were fine, lads. By the way, can we just add a person?"
There we go. Oh, Sports Witness are saying Belloumi's in advanced talks with Hull. So there you go. Apparently he's going to Hull. What's this I've just received? 1 second. Oh, okay. So let's just bring this up then. This is what LUFC fan zone are saying. It's come from the Record, which they've given a bronze medal, which I assume is like third rate link. But they do say that Leeds United and Hull City are attempting to sign Ferran's attacker, Mohamed Belloumi, before tonight's transfer deadline. Two Yorkshire clubs are battling out for the 22-year-old who scored 7 goals and provided 4 assists in the Portuguese Premier Division last season and is valued around about €6 million. Do we know much about him? I think you said he was a winger, right, Joe?
He's a winger. He scored a good few. He signed a new contract, I think, a year or so ago to add a release clause to his contract of €15 million.
Okay.
So either they're in need of cash and think they can sell him for a decent sum of money that is what they need. Or, I don't know, to be completely honest with you. Just to be clear, yes, Mr. Dodo, I would firmly recommend against anyone actually calling in a bomb threat. Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do. Yeah. Yeah. Please don't do that. I don't want it attributed to this channel, by the way.
To be clear, that was for humorous purposes.
Yeah.
There are no bombs.
Crazy. Jers on way as well. I don't see any truth to the Belloumi stuff, people, if I'm honest. I think it might be an agent trying to drum up stuff, because I just don't envisage why we've gone for another winger. We don't need another winger. This is almost Victor Orta and keyboard territory. We don't need a winger. We need a 10. You could argue we need a backup striker as well, more than a bloody another winger. So I don't understand the need to go there. Happy deadline day to all that celebrate, which I think is every single... Well, it depends on your football club, doesn't it? When it was don't go to bed just yet, we did not celebrate it. When we lost key players, we did not celebrate it. But anyway. Right, okay, someone's just sent us the thing. What film is it where that old lady's going, Schmitty, Schmitty?
No. Could be...
Or it's for...
it could be one of the Jump Streets.
Yes, that's what it is. It's Jump Street. It's 21 Jump Street. Yeah. So people are saying he could use that. So I guess we'll watch this space. It would make sense for him to do that. Okay. So according to Tim Fortin on Sky, which has been corroborated by Graham Smith, Ayo Tanaka is available for tomorrow as well. Completed the deal last night, so was well in time. Just needed to agree on an announcement time with Dusseldorf. I hope he's on the bench. Good man to have if they need a goal late on. Very different option to Gruev. So that's good. He's available for tomorrow. Do you think we'll see him in the... He'll be on the bench, Matt, as well.
He'll be on the bench, yeah. I don't see him starting, to be completely honest with you.
No.
But, yeah, I mean, not a bad player to put on your bench, is it? I mean, we weren't going to see, if we were struggling for a goal, you're not exactly going to say, you know what, let's whack on Charlie Crew. That's never going to happen. So I think he definitely takes that spot on the bench.
Yeah.
And I think we see him for a few minutes if we're looking okay and healthy. But,
yeah. We shall wait and see. Hey, let's go. Yeah, it'd be nice to see him. I'm quite thinking Tanaka might be a decent name to get on the shirt, Joe, although I don't get them, mate, to be honest. But
it's purely because I lost a bet with my chat. So
you got to lean into the culture, man. Let's get it done, and let's do it. Is anybody from Japan watching? By the way, Konnichiwa, please come watch. I want you to be like, as vociferous fans as you are for other players, and hopefully you can come and join the Leeds United faithful. We welcome you. We welcome you. What does this do for? Do you see Ayo Tanaka as being a starter, Joe, long term, and Gruev dropping to the bench? I mean, obviously that makes Rothwell's minutes even more limited.
I think it's a slightly different case. I think it's a conversation to be had around having tactical options more than anything.
Yeah.
So, for some cases, brilliant. We're going to attack a little bit more. Let's try Tanaka. For other cases, against a Burnley or a Sheffield United, if they're looking better going into the later stage of the season, let's make sure that we've got a clean sheet. We'll play Gruev there instead.
Yeah.
It's tactical options that we just didn't have last season. Because last season it felt like it was a sort of worrying case of, right, okay, I guess we sort of tell people to go in slightly different shapes kind of thing. And this time we've actually got the personnel to be a little bit different, a little bit spicy, change things up a touch, and that's quite nice. That's fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. on Rothwell and stuff. So yeah. Yes, it is fun. It is fun, my man. Morning, everyone. Niner splash some cash today. Inshallah, says Vega. Yeah. Look, the thing is as well, Joe, and this is why it might feel like a disappointment come the end, is that we know they've got the money there because they put it down for Hamer. Now, of course, they've spent a little on Tanaka. Looks like we're spending a little on Schmidt. But there's still some money there. We said, didn't we, between 10 to 15, there or thereabouts, I think, when we spoke yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I forget. Day before.
I've got no idea. I've lost track of days off, if I'll be completely honest with you.
I'm exactly the same. And there's a small matter of a fucking game in the morning. We forget about this as well. But, yeah, I do feel that it would be a little bit disappointing if we didn't spend some of that cash on a number 10. And I'm not asking them to waste it. If there's no one out there, you know, then fair enough. But, yeah, that's where I'd be a little bit about.
Little bit complicated.
Yeah.
It could always be a case of, on the Freiburg end, it might be a case of, yes, we've got the money for it, but I saw a few people mentioning that it could be an issue of they need to get a replacement in.
Yeah,
which isn't anything that we can really do about.
No, they were
unless
trying
we
to
say
get Fabian Rees, weren't they? And then that deal.
Yeah, that also fell through.
Yeah.
So if that's the problem, then we can throw as much money as we want at it up until our PSR limit. But if we can't get that one done because of something on their end, that feels like something that we won't. A little bit of me worries that it's clear that we've tried to get this job done, and it's clear that the money is there, and there's a non-zero chance that it's something that is absolutely not our fault that's stopping that deal from getting done. And if it doesn't happen, then either way, Farker's got exactly what he asked for. And the worry is people will still go in on the 49ers and be like, why didn't you just get it done? Sometimes it's not doable. Sometimes it just can't happen.
No, that is a good point. We've solved. Well, I say solved. We haven't solved, but someone, big up to Danny, who's just sent me this, by the way. This is an actual image of Norman Hunter's testimonial thing there, and it is that, isn't it? It is the souvenir testimonial brochure.
I wouldn't know because you've not shared your screen.
It's on the screen now.
Oh, it's just showed up now. It hadn't showed up until that point for me.
Oh, really? Okay. It's like, what are you on about? It's fucking there. Are you blind?
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah. So that's
okay.
that.
So it could be a big coincidence, but at the same time,
it's
a nice little subplot for us to have.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we can investigate this as the days go on. Let's see this. Schmidt is signing. Defo looking to make one more statement signing after this. Sallai proving tricky with payment structure, although they would like to sell him. Hamer gone quiet. Hamer very unlikely. That's what someone's just said. So it could be. It could just be. Sallai could still be a thing. Maybe someone not linked though, right? I don't know.
I mean, we say that, but there's also Cabal who's still floating around in the ether somewhere. There's still a bunch of other players that we were linked to, and the amount of stuff that we've done without even knowing that there was a link there in the first place is huge. So, I don't know. We might not even, at the end of the day, we might not even have a conversation about someone that we're linked with at this point.
Yeah.
Hard to tell.
It is hard to tell. It would be nice to get a big nice surprise. But yeah, I think you're part of this content. Yes, you are. You'll have seen that message I've just mentioned. Yeah. So, latest update, folks. Schmidt signing. Defo looking to make one more statement signing after that. Sallai proving tricky with the payment structure with Freiburg, although they would like to sell him. So that's on Leeds to try and sort that out. And Hamer's very unlikely at this point, so it could be Sallai. Sallai could be the one. I think you've just seen that message, haven't you?
I have indeed. I'm reading that as we speak.
There we go. Lads, you are really reaching with the testimonial talk. Love it. So with Sallai in difficulties, do you think we get someone else? Hopefully, we'll hear from Mr. JUSTJOE now. Anyway, he can tell us. He can tell us how he feels. We've been waiting a while. It looks like a big cup. That does it? What's it got in it, JUSTJOE? Just coffee.
It's got a lovely cup of coffee in it, Joe.
Right. Okay. It's white, is it? Oh no, it's white and grey. I thought it was a big cup of milk. Then I was like, "Well, you've gone for the milk, have we?"
How many see-through mugs do you own?
They are, man. They can get them glass ones.
Who drinks milk on streams? Like, seriously. Come on, man. Of all the drinks.
Stop that. How are you doing, mate?
I'm good, yeah. Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
Yes, excited.
Favorite day of the year. Love this.
Yeah,
And then I usually
same.
end up in a flood of tears, rocking myself back and forwards, trying to convince myself it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully we got one in the door. I'm really excited with Tanaka. Looking forward to Schmidt coming in now as well. Just seen him last night as well. And then maybe a surprise.
You told me on her Hamer, we've been having conversations, and I've been going, no, we'll get her Hamer, and you were like, I don't think we will, Joe. And it doesn't look like that one's going to happen now, does it?
Or Sallai. The structure of that deal apparently is not going well, so there's an issue there. So it might not be Sallai, but we'll never know. They could still try and do somebody else. He said he wanted a 10. There could be another one somewhere in the list. We didn't hear about Isaac Schmidt till yesterday morning, and then that's done and dusted. So
which I'm really impressed by the way. He looks really good, doesn't he, in the clips that we've seen of him. And the mad thing is as well, Joe, we've been on about saying, I don't care who the left back is, a backup, but this guy's coming to start. This guy's coming to compete with them two fullbacks, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he can play left back or right back. He can play in centre midfield as well. He can play in the wings. This guy's incredibly versatile.
He can play in striker, attacking mid. He's played everywhere.
But you look at the way he finished last night, and then you look at the... I know it's YouTube clips, but if you look at the goals that he has scored, they're all similar. Like, he likes to come in and whip into the corner, right or left foot, and that's a hell of a benefit to have from a fullback who's both-footed and is comfortable on both sides of the park. I mean, Jaden Bogle will have competition there. And Junior Firpo, maybe he's the natural successor to Junior Firpo next year. But from what Graham Smith was saying yesterday, they see Schmidt and Bogle being competition for right back, and Byram and Firpo being competition for left back, which I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It also means Sam Byram will play less minutes this year because he's not been asked to do both sides of the park, which means you're likely to have him available more often than we did.
Of course.
Which would be good.
Yeah, that's fair. OMW. What's that mean? On my way to work. No worries. Sure. On my way to work. Thanks for keeping me up to date, guys. We'll continue throughout the day. Big up to William Morrison. Make sure you check out Joe's streams and Joe's streams and everybody else's in between as well. Joe, how will you feel if we don't get the 10, mate?
I'm okay with it. Yeah, I feel I'm okay with it. Because I go back to what Farka asked for last week, and it was 4 players. He wanted the left back cover, which essentially we get that with Schmidt now. He wanted an 8. He's got Tanaka, and he wanted replacements for Georgie and Cree. They're not direct replacements, but he's got a Champions League attacker in Solomon, and he's got Ramazani. He comes in with a very high profile as well. So for me, that's what he asked for last week, and that's done. So in terms of living up to what he asked for last week, boxes all ticked, job done. A Hamer or a 10 would be the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake. And it would give you a very, very strong window. I'm seeing people saying underwhelming in the comments, and maybe it is a little bit in terms of prices, but it's not. I don't think it'll be underwhelming come the end of the season. But I think if they were able to find a few quid, whatever they've done with snipping a few million here and there off of things, that maybe they can get one more done before we close up and just let us go to bed, finally going. And also, I'd like them to do don't go to bed just yet.
Same, 100%.
So can we sign someone from Brighton?
Yeah. Doesn't he, just anybody. Sign me if you want, so we can do that tweet, you know.
Yeah. I don't know how excited people will be about that, Joe.
That's true. That's true, actually.
Better left back than Firpo.
Yeah, mad. But, yeah, I think what's Joe made a good point on it, Joe. It's like I was okay. If you'd have told me we're signing 2 on deadline day, I'm buzzing. But it's just because of the last 24, 48 hours we heard about Sallai, we heard about bids for Hamer. I've probably allowed myself to get up there, you know?
You can understand why they want to keep that business quiet, though. Now when you think about it like from this perspective, because if all this noise gets out, then it sets expectations up here. And then people are pissed off and annoyed when it's not delivered on, whereas they might not think they can get all of that done. It's like anything. You have a budget for stuff and you'd like to get everything you want, but you've sacrifices to make sure you get the things you need first, and then whatever's left over, you'll try and, anyone who plays FIFA or Football Manager, well, you'll always get to deadline day in those games and try and do one more deal somewhere by either swapping a player or doing something and try and get one more in the door. So it's important to get what we needed to get done, and we've got what we needed to get done. Assuming again Schmidt goes through his medical okay and everything's fine. Yeah. That's a good window. It'll be 8 players at that point that have come in. And we talked at the end of last season about 5 to 7 players were probably needed, but we thought it would probably be too much. 8 have come in who can compete. Bar Alex Cairns, the rest of them are all competing for places. So that's really, really strong. You would like the star on top of the Christmas tree, wouldn't you? Like you would do that. But
100%.
I still think we're okay, and I will be still very happy with this window when it closes. I think it's about an 8 out of 10 for me right now.
Really, that high? I was going to ask
7.5,
because,
7.5, 8, yeah.
Jason said, like, I've read a lot of people's opinions, and the majority think it is a bad transfer.
I don't think it's a bad window, but look, I could be proven wrong at the end of the season. It could be a disaster window, but right now on paper, and it's all on paper, and we're all judging it. Those who are saying it's a bad window, and those who are saying it's a good window, all of it is just judged on what we can see on paper and what we think. It's all opinion. There's no facts to back it up right now, but we'll find out towards the end of the season. But I think it's a decent window. If we can get this, the star 10, I think you bring it up to an 8.5, 9 out of 10. Like, and the only reason it's not a 10 is you lost Archie, and you lost Georgie. Yeah. They made me smile. So,
where do you stand on it, Joe?
In terms of as an overall window, you're probably looking at it being like an 8. I think I agree. But in terms of stuff that you can control, in the event that we do get a 10, if that is going to happen, I think I'd push it up to maybe like a 9, because a lot of the stuff was uncontrollable. Like, you can't necessarily keep Somerville in the Championship another season. We knew this. We knew that odds are we're probably not going to keep Ruter, because keeping him in the Championship another season, very, very tough to do. Admittedly, the fact that he played a game made that believable for us.
Yeah.
But realistically, it's not going to be easy to do.
I personally, I can't push it as far as an 8 because of the players that we've lost. I just think Rutter, Gray, Somerville, them 3 there are absolutely massive. So to lose them, and if we're being honest, we're still without a 10. Could we do with a backup striker? These are all nice to haves, of course. There's maybe bits, but listen. After we signed Bogle in that 6 weeks, I was saying it was a fucking 2 out of 10. I'm telling you. So they've done some work to at least get me above 5. I tell you that much. Probably looking at 6s and 7s, I think, anyway. If you get a 10, then it goes straight up towards an 8, I think.
There is another option. I mean, and it was only a weak link about a week or so ago, and that was Mishu, who had been linked with Leeds last year. He's a free transfer.
Yeah,
he had his contract with the club. I think he was in Turkey, possibly Turkey or Middle East. I can't remember where he went, but he cancelled his contract due to unpaid wages. So he's a free agent, so he can come in to anywhere after the window closes. And this time last year, we looked at him as well, and there was a lot of excitement around him coming in as a player. He had a very good season at Sunderland on loan as well. So that could be something that maybe comes in. Your man Belloumi could be it could be one that comes in. I gotta stop saying Belloumi because someone snipped it yesterday and it just sounded like me saying blow me. So I have to say Belloumi.
That's just the past tense now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, he could be, and this is back to that thing we said yesterday about if Leeds don't get the top targets on that list, maybe he, as a future transfer, becomes a now transfer. You just bring him into both of that squad and get him involved. So it's possible. I think we'll try for one more. I really do think we'll try for one more out after Schmidt. Whether we get it or not, I don't know. It's a good window without a 10. It's a very good window with a 10.
Yeah.
A bit of an update on Clown Watch, by the way. That plane from Budapest is now over the Netherlands. So probably means nothing, but we'll find out.
Is that the one that was supposed to be on the way?
That's the one that's heading to Leeds Bradford. It's now about halfway-ish, I think.
Right.
There's one coming from Faro as well, Portugal. So maybe
we get both of them.
It could just be somebody coming home from Portugal with money.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
There's drug dealers everywhere freaking out right now, going that planes are being tracked all over the place.
I'm thinking Chris Wilder's trying to get one back over on us, and he's just booked like 3 private jets from various places to be like, this will get you.
Like the Piro link yesterday, which just felt to me like.
Do you think there was no truth in that whatsoever? No.
I mean you want to disenfranchise a player. No, they're not. But if you want to disenfranchise a player in your club, that's the way to do it. You don't do that unless you're guaranteed you'll get it done. That doesn't come out unless you're 100% sure. Because if you don't get that right, you end up with a player like Piru who's going to be like, well, I'm clearly not wanted here, so I'm not going to put all my effort into this because I'm not wanted here anymore. So it's a dangerous tactic unless you're going to actually get it done. So I don't believe that they did it. And also, it's an easy thing to make up. Like, how do we get a number 10 in? Well, we get rid of one that's not working, and who has still a decent book price and who clubs might be still interested at this level. Well, that's Joe Piru. Throw him into the mix, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything in it. It may just be a Wilder thing trying to get back at us.
Yeah.
Which, if it is, it feels very much like I know I am, but what are you response kind of thing. You know, it's
100%.
not quite the same impact, Chris, but keep trying.
Yeah. Don't forget to smash the likes, folks. We're sat on 1,800 people watching, by the way. So smash a like. Make sure you subscribe to Joe Blackburn. And make sure you subscribe to Joe Leeds United The View. Please do that. I'll get both their names added if I can fit them in the thing. If not, I'll put it in the description because you've only got 100 characters on the title. So I might not get both channels in the title.
Don't worry about it.
I'll do that now. I did put a poll out, mate. What do you rate the window? I've gone 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 8, and 9 to 10. And to be fair, 56% are voting 7 to 8, and 33% 4 to 6. So I think that's like a happy medium, somewhere in the middle. I think if we get a 10, that could push up even further. And yeah, but people say 9 and 10 are, I think, mad, and I think people saying 1 to 3 are a little bit wild as well. So I think it's a decent.
Yeah, in the middle.
Yeah, a decent level there. Would you say, someone asked me earlier on that said that Sheffield United, someone in the chat had said that Sheffield United had the best window. Where do you stand, folks? Because
wait and see when it's closed.
Yeah.
They could still lose a couple, you know.
Yeah, and stuff.
Yeah, and Hamer could still go. Whether it's to us or somewhere else, he could still go towards the end of the window. It's like, it feels like we're starting to transfer window all over again in a day. Like, it'll be quiet in the morning, and then by the afternoon, things will start moving, and then by tonight, it'll be chaos. Like, because it's not been. I think the transfer window totally is about 500 million down on this one last year.
Yeah,
now, obviously, the Saudi clubs not getting involved as much this year brought that down, but there's still a few quid to be spent by clubs. And if you look at the Premier League, like look at Crystal Palace, for example, they've lost players. They still haven't replaced all of them, and they have a few quid floating around. So there could be moves from clubs. You never know at the last minute. Hamer might not be the top of somebody else's list. He could be further down it. And then, like we're talking about with Belloumi, maybe Hamer all of a sudden becomes interesting come the last couple of hours in the window, you know?
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I have added both channels now to the title, folks. We managed to get them all in. So if you just pop to the title and click both of them links, you'll go straight through. Any white smoke yet? Well, Tanaka's been announced, Tom. I think we're looking at maybe a tea time announcement for Schmidt. It might not even be. We might not get an announcement vid for these other guys there. It might just be we can confirm these players have signed, do you think? Just because of timings and stuff like that? You're not going to
get some stuff tomorrow then.
Yeah, because you'll get like your regular interviews and all that sort of stuff, but they'll probably come after the fact, you'd imagine. What do you reckon?
I think, like, if you've got plenty of B-roll, you can always just take some shots of someone wearing a shirt and pan around them. And it takes you like 5-10 seconds to get a shot of like pushing up to someone's face and them smiling into the camera or something. Like, it's simple enough to slip into an edit. So I think we get something. It just might not be like as hyper produced as the weird anime stuff that we got earlier.
What's B-roll?
All your footage that goes between you talking or footage that you overlay over your voice if you're doing that. All your B-roll is all your shots that are not you talking.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so you can get nice shots of background and...
right, okay.
Panning shots of like the name on the back of the shirt and the wall with the poster on it. All that's B-roll.
Right, okay. So they could still put Schmidt on a shirt and do that as though he's in the shirt, kind of.
As if he's in the shirt, yeah. They could do a ton of stuff, yeah. Or they could just do the poster up with his autograph on it and pop it onto it. Like, they could do with somebody doing that. There's lots of things they could do. You get a shortened version of what they've got out at the moment, but... Yeah. I mean, talk about a smart commercial move as well, going straight in with the anime stuff.
Brilliant.
Somebody said they're going to sell these posters, and like, they'd be nuts not to sell that poster because it will sell.
That's a good point, actually. Someone said in the chat, someone said that Tanaka has 500,000 or just under Instagram followers. That's a lot, isn't it, for a footballer, right? Like 405, close to half
for a
million?
second division German footballer.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you then
huge.
hit the Premier League and all that sort of stuff, it's yeah, that's a good
And he
point.
wasn't man of the match
450.
against Spain in the World Cup as well.
Yeah, 450. Get him in the Premier League with Leeds United, man. Come on, let's go. Let's go. It would be nice.
Guess we know where the next pre-season tour is going to be.
Yeah, I'll have some of that as well. I mean, I won't be able to go over, but yeah, if anyone wants to sponsor me to go over to Japan and meet Tanaka while he's in training over there, then yeah, let me know. Oh, wow, okay. Turns out as well, Lockie's just let me know. Tanaka's wife is a singer in Japan with over 1 million followers. So let's do that. They're like the Posh and Becks of Japanese football, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe that's what it could be. Here we go. I don't know if this is an actual Japanese person or someone's just changed their Japanese, man. I know, because you've never commented before, and then all of a sudden I've seen it, and now it's like, yay! I'm like, yeah, I know what. It's probably Mr. Dodo. He's got a few of these. I'm telling you.
One of his many burner accounts.
Yeah, 100%. I know he's got a few of them. Do you reckon that Solomon... Well, to be fair, Solomon's played there. A lot of players have played there. But when Farker was asked specifically about it, he mentioned Aronson, he mentioned Pirro, and he mentioned Nonto, didn't he? And so I think there's he's probably 3 that he sees as that position. Boys, with James being out, actually, because there is a small matter of a game tomorrow, how do you see Leeds United lining up? Because I was thinking he might throw... Because what I thought was quite interesting, he talked down Largi Ramazani, saying we've got to give him time, but he talked up Solomon and said, like, he's been here, he's been in the Champions League, he's been in the Premier League, so it made me think, yeah. Where do we... go on, George, do you want to go first?
I'm going to go Solomon starts, right? That's the one that makes sense. Like, admittedly, Ramazani has played a bit of football this season already. He played in La Liga 2. I don't know the Spanish for it. I'm not going to be that much of a dick about it this time. But he's played there this season already. But then again, Solomon, I think, is just a slightly higher level. And whilst it could be a little bit of a risk when he's not played competitive football this season yet, I still think that's the choice that you go to sort of as a rule of thumb.
Right.
Rather than we've lost him.
I'm still here, mate. I'm just my camera needs charging, that's all.
I just thought you had a deep, deep dislike for Manor Solomon for a minute there.
No, definitely not, no. I've been banging the drum, mate. I think he's going to be class.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the way we go. But I've seen a few people saying the scary situation of what if we just do Pirro in the 10 again? And I really don't want us to do that.
Surely that experiment's over, Joe.
Has to be. We can't keep doing it. You know, and I'm not, and you know this, I'm not a fan of give him a go or, deserves a chance. You don't. You earn it, and you keep that position by proving you can do it on a regular basis. It's not a charity case anymore. Like, we've got to get out of this league. So stop mucking about with stuff that doesn't work because somebody deserves a crack at it. No one deserves a crack at anything anymore. Put your best team on the park. Put your round pegs in round holes, or as Joe said yesterday, spongy pegs in all of the holes so that we've got the right players who can play in these positions and get the most out of this team. Solomon's ready to go.
Yeah.
He knows the level. He's above the level. He's fit right now.
He knows English football, doesn't he?
Yeah. You put Nonto on the right, you put Solomon on the left, and you put Nonto in the 10, or Aronson in the 10. Sorry, Aronson in the 10, and you go with that. Also, Tanaka is available to play tomorrow as well. Graham Smith just confirmed that as well. So that's another body possibly on the bench. And we said this again last week. Whatever Leeds brought in and those 4 players need to be ready to go now. There couldn't be a case of getting up to speed for a couple of weeks because they missed the preseason. All of these players that we brought in are all up to speed and ready to go. So he might play down Ramzani, but I'd be shocked if he's not on the bench. And I'd be shocked if he doesn't get on the park at some point as well because good player. So for me right now, I wouldn't muck about with this. I thought Brendan Aronson was fine in the 10. I thought Willie Nonto was really interesting watching Willie in the 10, and I would like to see more of that. I liked it a lot, and I did like the constant swapping between him and Aronson because it meant we had a different type of attack nearly every time we went forward, and fullbacks hate that stuff. So that worked, and you've said it, I've said it, Joe, you've said it, loads of us have said it over the last 12 months. Give Willie Nonto a crack at the number 10 position because I think he can find those little passes through gaps. He's got 2 good feet for shooting, and he's busy and he likes to tackle and he gets involved and stuff. So for me, if you don't get a 10, you've got Aronson or you've got Nonto, who right now can play in that number 10 pretty well at this level for me. And if you need to put a Solomon in there, you can do that as well. A Ramazani can play in there as well. But that's why I'm not overly bothered if we don't get a 10. I think we've got really good options in there. Yes, the out and out specialist 10 would be brilliant.
Yeah,
that would be excellent. But we have to wait and see.
I think you make a good point there about players having been ready, because Solomon played 4 games in pre-season. Tanaka's already played 3 games or something in the Zweite Bundesliga. You've had Schmidt played last night, for example. Ramazani's played in La Liga, or no, did they get relegated? They got relegated, didn't they? But yeah, he's played in...
we played in it. Scored in the Bernabeu.
Yeah. So they are players that are all up to speed. And the good thing is we've got 1 game, and then we've got... Well, it's not good for content creators, but we've got 14 days before we play Burnley. So they've come in at a time where they're going to get, as much Leeds United coaches as possible, really, for that period. So that's it's going to be great if that happens. And like you say, I think we might see Solomon start on the left, Nonto on the right, and put Aronson in the 10. I think that's what we could see, because I know Nonto started on the left, but you can still have them 2 players swapping, can't you? Because Aronson can play on the right, as can Nonto play in the 10, and then you've just got, you've got Solomon just going to be cooking whoever their right back is for 90 minutes. So I'm really hyped by that. We need to get Hamer. If not, I think with the recruitment done by Sheffield United means they will be top 2. You can't say that. You can't say that. Not for me. So it's like saying if we don't get Hamer, they're going to get top 2. No, I don't think it's as easy as that. I'm still not convinced by Wilder, by the way.
I was going to say, he's there now, and they're not top of the league.
Yeah.
He's not even near it.
No. I think the thing is with Wilder, we forget that he had that cracking time in the Prem and before, but his star dimmed massively. He went to Middlesbrough. I think he went to Watford, did he as well? And they were rubbish.
Villa for a bit, wasn't he? Villa for a bit, was he?
No, he went to Borough and Watford, I think, and he were terrible. Then he got job because he just stuck around the place while Hecky was having a nightmare, and then got given the job again. I'm just not sure. Yeah. So I don't know. But I don't know.
I'm the same as Scott Parker. I'm not overly.
No.
I don't necessarily believe that they're great coaches.
Yeah.
They might be decent managers, but I don't know if they're great coaches. Definitely have a ceiling.
Burnley's bad at the minute. Like, they've lost so many players. Did you see what happened with their head of youth development or whatever when he sent a text saying the squad was lazy and all that? And he
sent it to the squad.
Yeah, sent it to the 21s, didn't he? Who then obviously grassed him up to the first teamers, and then he's had to leave his job. Yeah, be interesting to see. Wilder has a presser at 145. Hey,
poor Scott looks upset and sad all the time now. Every time I see him in the press conference, he looks miserable. He's so sad and disappointed. He's like, they're all gone. Yeah.
Be interesting to see what Wilder says in his presser. He might say something on him. He'll be asked, and unlike Farker, he'll start flapping his gums, that's for sure. So we'll probably get something. Yeah.
Just a quick warning for you guys. If you are to play the video that we played, that Leeds put up to announce Tanaka, don't do it with volume or on stream, because my most recent stream just got demonetized.
Yeah, you should copyright strike immediately for that.
Yep.
For which video?
Tanaka one.
The AO one. The Freddie Mercury one.
Oh, yeah, you can't put AO up.
No.
Well, yeah, but I
got 5 seconds, you're in trouble.
I did think that would be the case, but I was like, actually, let's see if this works. But no, let's trim out that segment, shall we? That'll be fun.
Yeah, I thought you meant the small one I put up of his announcement thing, not the actual. Oh yeah, you can't.
No, that one I think you'd be fine.
Freddie or Queen up, mate. That'd have been game over straight away.
I did think so, but I was like, okay, this confirms it. That's just. I think I managed to get away at one point with a very, very short Bundesliga clip. Right. Because it was technically, this is transformative because I'm watching Tanaka play and you can't really, so it counted as being allowed under fair use, which was quite nice.
Yeah. commentate on it, it's always a good vibe. If you stop it and say, "This is where we did this," I think anyway.
Yeah,
I always worry.
you're
with
allowed
that
to use
shit,
the content for 30 seconds if you're commenting on it, and if it's not, it's anything more than 5 seconds, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I had a copy.
I should have said
strike.
well done, Freddie, but I didn't.
I got a copy strike for a short once when we played, which I shouldn't have got, and I should have questioned it or something, rejected it or whatever. Yeah, appealed it, but I never. And it stays on there for 90 days, 90 days. And if you get another one in that time, then you can't upload for 10 days. And then if you get another, they just kick you off completely. So when I got that, and all it was a shot of me celebrating Mateo Joseph's goals for Chelsea.
Oh, that was against Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the
Premier, and you were saying last year, like if we go to the Premier League, you can't do them anymore. But that's if you look at what a lot of the Premier League clubs do, similar to that. The fan channels will use static images, like several static images of the goal rather than a movement one. But
shit myself, Joe. I was like, because I've never had one. And it's like when you went on studio, it was this big thing like copy strike. I'm like, you know what I mean? I shit myself. I was thinking, don't. I
got one for Murder on the Dance Floor with Gruev's short I did last year.
Yeah,
but that was fine for ages, and then it came up. There was 2 regions apparently that had showed up and that YouTube didn't have permission to use the music, so it got flagged. But I appealed it because it's been up for 3 or 4 weeks at this stage with nothing about copyright, and I won the appeal eventually. But it took ages. But it was demonetized for so long. I think I made 10p on 12,000 views.
Shorts terrible.
12,000 views, and the edit takes longer on shorts than it does on anything else.
The money return on a YouTube short is absolutely criminal. But I think it gains you more subscribers. I think that's the win because it's so easily viewable that people.
It's why I've not made an actual short since I got to 1,000 subscribers, because I was like, let's get to the monetization number and then just stop doing these because they're not worth the time.
There you go. Who will be your top 2 if the transfer window closes now? Well, I think it is going to close now, and not much is going to change. I think it'll be Leeds United and it'll be Burnley, personally, just because Scott Parker will do enough, I think, to get Burnley over the line, and Leeds United will win the league, but we'll win it with quite a gap, I think, if you want my honest opinion. I think we'll win it with quite a gap. I think we're just head and shoulders above the rest of the division. I do. Squad-wise, continuity, manager-wise, we will be there. Anyone disagree?
No. I'm going to go a bit of a weird one. I'm going to go Sunderland, because why not? Because they've looked pretty good so far. Yeah.
I'd have thought that only for, I think losing Jack Clark's a massive blow. Yeah. Huge blow. They weren't as good last year when Clark was out injured. And I think that really hurts them. They relied an awful lot on his assists and goals. So, plus he takes attention away from other players. Just having him in your side means that other teams need to really focus on stopping him from playing, which then frees up space for other players to get their moments in games. So I think that's a tough one. I would have thought Sheffield Wednesday would have pushed for the playoffs this year, Watford as well, but they both seem to be struggling.
Watford,
I think Watford have a decent season. Sorry,
Watford are up there.
Sorry, I'm not thinking Watford. I'm thinking of
West Brom.
Yeah. They get Mikey Johnson now as well, which would be decent for them. Back.
Beat Sheffield United to his signature as well, by the way, which is
he's Mikey Johnson's really exciting. I've seen a lot of him myself. He's a really exciting player because he likes to get the ball and run at people, and he's capable of beating players 1-on-1 and beating several players 1-on-1. But then he tends to get to the box and not know what to do with the ball. Like his finishing, there was moments last year. I think it was against Ipswich last year. First couple of minutes, like he made an absolute show of like 4 players on the left hand wing, got into the box, and then fluffed the shot completely when went wide. And you're like, open goal there, pal. You've done all the hard work and you've messed it up in the last 5 seconds, But so he has a tendency to not be the best finishing moves like crosses or goals, but he's a very exciting player to watch. But him going there keeps him away from other competitors, I think. But West Brom will be decent this year as well. Corbin always does a good job.
100%. Sharpie, I think this is lazy, bro. Sunderland and Watford are first and second in the division. I think it's very lazy to say that now. We mustn't forget that Preston were top of the league for 6 games. I think they won like 4, 5, 6 on the spin, and they ended up nearly relegated. It's far too soon. to say that. Boys, I'm just seeing here exclusive footage of Brentford and England striker Ivan Toney arriving for his Al Alil medical in central London. What's your opinion on that move? It seems like an absolute waste, doesn't it? It's mad.
I think he's retiring very early from real football.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
that's
doesn't
the man
get called
that-
up for England now, does he? He don't go England now.
Oh, he's done now. International
Yeah.
career should be done. There's no way he should get into that team ahead of anybody else now or be picked up. I mean, he could have gone to Chelsea. He could have gone to Arsenal. He could have stayed in England. I think he's really pissed off over what happened last year. I think he really took it as an insult that he got pulled up on the gambling.
I know, it was like it was our fault, you know, and the
Oh, yeah,
authorities' fault. When he did that
Yeah.
interview, I was like, hang on a minute, you're the one who gambled, not
You
us,
broke the rule.
pal. Yeah.
Yeah, he was annoyed at people because he got caught.
Yeah.
You know, and whatever else about the addiction side, gambling addiction is a real thing, and people have
Yeah, of
addicted
course, yeah.
personalities and all that. Whatever about that, it was just, you know, his apology wasn't an apology. It was like,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
apologizing for getting caught,
Yeah.
not for doing what I did. You know, if I
Yeah.
didn't get caught, I'd have kept doing it. You know,
Yeah.
and I think he just got pissed off at everybody in the FA and everyone in England decided, right, Grant, that get him off. I'm done. Take the money and go. Make myself a very rich man and finish my career playing Sunday League football and getting a ton of money for it.
Yes.
Think of how much he can put on his own team to lose now, though. His budget's gone through the roof.
Yeah.
But isn't gambling illegal in
Yes,
Saudi?
of course. Yeah,
Completely
of course,
illegal, like punishable by like getting stuff chopped off,
yeah.
like illegal.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe don't do it over there, mate.
Yeah.
In the same way that, like, a hell of a lot of things are illegal until you've got quite a lot of cash.
This is what
Until
I was
Ronaldo
saying.
starts grabbing his crotch at the fans and gets away with the stuff that's technically illegal over there. Until that kind of a player does it, yeah.
We've just had an update. Can you confirm this is correct, Joe?
I'm not
There is a
watching
Pharaoh
that one at the
fighting
minute,
track.
but give me a minute.
This is taking
Joe, what's the point of
longer.
having jet washers if we're doing it?
Yeah, this is true. True. It turns out Joe's the leading jet washer, though. To be fair, they jet wash all together at the same time on his stream.
He's a live streaming jet washer, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
a
who
live
knew there was a
streaming
market in streaming planes? You know,
There's a
but-
market for everything, bro. There's a market
Really
for
is,
everything.
isn't
Ivo Anusic says, best thing about the transfer window is the brilliant transfer announcements. Have you seen Southampton's for Ramsdale? Yeah, where he's supposed to be Hagrid. I don't know. I didn't rate it all that much, if I'm totally honest. You're a saint. Yeah, I don't know. Just because he was sat in a costume. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a great signing for Southampton. It could have been a goalkeeper we might have acquired had we got promoted, to be fair.
6 million. Was it 6 million or something like that? Was the
It's
fee?
cheap. Yeah, it's cheap. Especially when I think they paid 30 for him, Arsenal, didn't they? From
He did,
Bournemouth
yeah.
when
I
they
mean, he's
got
very
relegated.
confident in his own ability. Like he's very,
Yeah.
like arrogantly at some points confident in his own ability. But you want that from a goalkeeper, and they're supposed to be
100%.
all nuts anyway. So you take that with
Yeah.
him, and you go right fine. But he is a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, I agree. And he, through non-leagues and that as well, I think that's where he's probably got a bit of that, you know, giving it back. I
Chip
think
on his shoulder.
he'd have fit in at Leeds United for sure. I think he'd have been great. Definitely.
That flight should have been here in about 5 minutes, but is currently over Leicester-ish. It's not
They
quite here
sent him
yet.
back around, have they? To tell him to do a lap.
Yeah.
Not ready for you. Yeah. The lads haven't lined up with the cameras on the runway yet. Get back around.
Gone to pick up Jamie Vardy or something on loan, maybe. I don't know.
We were doing a stream. Last night, and Paul from Leeds Therapy and Max were on with me. And Paul said he only lives a couple of minutes from Leeds Bradford Airport. So we were like, if you're not live streaming from outside Leeds Bradford Airport tomorrow morning, you're missing an
What are you
opportunity
doing?
here,
Yeah,
pal. You need to get
exactly,
on that.
Yeah.
At the end of it was like, you just need somebody with a purple dildo behind him just to wave it at him, and then he's proper on, ready to go.
Definitely. That's definitely. Yeah, fucking hell. Listen, folks, we've got 1,900 people watching. Keep smashing the likes because I want to see if we can top 2K. If we can do that on a non-watch along stream, it'd be absolutely amazing. It'd be peak numbers, to be fair. And we're about 85 away. So the more likes, honestly, it works. You know, if you keep liking the video, more people will arrive. The algorithm's a mad one, yeah. So we've got 775 likes. If we can get that up to like 1,000, it'll happen. Traff just sending us a picture of him watching me, Joe, and Joe with his Red Bull in hand. There you go. There you go. We look great in 4K as well, folks. I mean, I don't know.
You want to see me
Maybe
in 4K?
maybe
I don't
he
wanna see
needs
you in
to adjust his brightness a bit, because I know I'm ginger, but my God, that beard looks red. Looks almost red. Yeah, it's very bright, isn't it?
Balls on a white piece of paper. I'm not going to cut. I look like a cutout mask. You know, the really cheap Halloween mask made out of paper that you have an elastic band stuck to the back of your head.
A Dr. X mask as an Xavier. You do actually look like him. On that, not now you don't, but on that still you do. Man. It's Dr. X. Brilliant. Yeah, we hit 30.5. We did. So we're closing in. No, so 31.5. Yeah, 31.5. So we're closing in on 32. So let's hope we can get that soon enough. Closing in. So yeah, we've got some big actually. We've got 30k. Joe hit 5k the other day. Joe hit 50k last week sometime. Amazing to see. We had Jack City on last night. He hit 4k when we were on the stream. So it's great to see.
Right.
Yeah, it's great to see people supporting everyone and stuff like that. It's great to see. Folks, what do we think it's going to be ultra quiet now until this evening? What do we reckon?
I thought we'd do Tanaka lunchtime,
Yeah.
which we did. I thought you'd get Schmidt tea time, 5-6 o'clock. You get Schmidt, and then maybe you get the don't go to bed just late. Yeah, bang.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for.
What about you, Joe?
You never know.
I can see things being a bit quiet for a little bit, because as much as it's nice to have fairly consistent news updates, like the news updates happen because stuff is happening in rooms. Like the conversations need to happen either way, and we can't just assume that we've not had news for 5-10 minutes, so nothing is happening at all. No, the conversations behind the scenes are going on.
Yes.
They will be reported on soon enough.
Yeah.
We'll get there. It's fine.
Yeah,
Sure.
stuff will start again today. I don't think it'll be too quiet today. I think we'll be hearing stuff all day. I think you said something yesterday, Joe. I think you were bang on the money about it. The club had this. We're not talking about anything till it's done, until they went 6 weeks without doing anything, and the fan base started to get really agitated. And then the press conferences as well. Like, I mean, the fact that Adam Pope and Graham Smith were asking really direct, blunt questions about the lack of movement in it. I think that you said yesterday that maybe the club realised we better start putting bits out, little bits out, because if we don't give them something, they'll be really annoyed about everything. So I think you'll get little leaks today, tiny little bits of information today when they know something is close to being done.
Yeah.
If somebody's in the door, if an agent's in the door, then
because we did see last night, even like Graham say, like Tanaka's done, Schmidt will be landing tomorrow, and you might get one more. Yeah, and it's like, all right.
He keeps saying, I have a sneaky feeling we'll do one more.
Yeah.
And even in his articles, it's like blah, 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 and another.
Yeah.
It's like he's been told we're trying to get an extra one as well. But they're definite, and then we're hoping for this one.
Yeah. How likely are you, Joe? Where are you at a scale of 1 to 10 on another?
Damaged by our history in transfer markets, I think we just do the two that we have, Tanaka and Schmidt, and that's it. That's where my head's at, logically thinking. But I think if they've got a chance to make a real statement here, and we've seen the word outside of us saying it. We've also seen the term statement signing being thrown around as well, which will be an interesting one. It's very dramatic to leave that statement sign until the very, very, very end, because it doesn't happen. It's a bit of a dead rubber and a bit of a, fine, fair enough. You know, and you might be in a situation where the club then decide, well, look, we won't announce Schmidt until near deadline, because then it's a deal at the last minute and fills the gap. But yeah, I think if they get a third one in, they'll probably announce Schmidt earlier, and then. But I think you'll know how early Schmidt gets announced. I think if it gets announced at 6 o'clock, it's probably But I think I don't like this "we tried FC" stuff, because I don't think we're in that bracket anymore. I think we've done it. I think we've done the window that they wanted to do. I think, again, if you go off what Farkas said, they brought the players and positions in that he asked for. This week he put on an additional one. But if you go back, it's pretty much what he wanted, and now it's over to Farkas to go and deliver performances on the pitch with this team, which is a very deep bench, which is competition for places right across the park now. We've got nearly 2 players in every single position, or at least players that can give competition in every single position across the park, which a lot of clubs in this level just don't have that depth. And we have that now, and we still have the younger players then, the likes of Crew, DeBoyo, who are there, even Joffe. who are floating around on the edge as well that can come in if they're needed as well. So I still think they've done smart business in this. I'd love the extra one. I'd love the extra one just to go there. Good job, well done. Go to bed happy, you know. 100%. But I would still, if it wraps up with the 2 today, I'll still be like, that's a good window. That's a good window. Now Farke needs to get them ticking and moving.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Don't believe what you read, bro. There's not a cat in hell's chance that Leeds United bid 30 million, for this Batu Arena guy. Not a way. Not a chance.
So that story's come out of nowhere, and the story has been literally publicized by the publisher and rejected in the same article. In one article, they say Leeds bid 30 million, the player doesn't want to go. That didn't happen. There's no way Leeds put 30 million pounds on the as a championship. That would smash the record of transfer fee paid by a championship club by a mile. There's no way.
No,
it's so unrealistic. It's crazy.
Yeah. As though no one in the footballing world by this article would have got hold of that story as well.
If Leeds are throwing 30 million quid around a player, 100%. That's a club that's picked up that we've got 30 million from Rutter. Let's go. You know.
yeah.
Not
it's
true.
Nothing. Yeah. Professor Joe, this is for you. Private jet from Budapest to Leeds just set off, not pre-scheduled, just set off.
It'd be weird if it just set off since it's almost over Grimsby.
Yeah, it's over Grimsby, mate. It's nearly here. I don't know how true this is, but he did have a press conference, Stu. Why do say he'll quit if Hamer's sold to us? Listen, he's flapping his gums. If he has said that, he's flapping his gums now because he knows Leeds United aren't going to get him. I don't think he'll have said that if we were still fishing around, because he'd have said it yesterday or the day before. So he's just giving it big un because Leeds United have probably said, right, we don't want any more of it. So
imagine he says it in a press conference though, and as a result, we're like, "Oh, go on, then."
Okay. Yeah.
We'll call your bluff.
That would be class. Is that what he's actually said?
If he said that, it's nuts. But he's put a hell of a target on his head as well.
Oh, he has. Yeah.
The press has not happened yet, so like it won't have been anything official.
Okay.
No.
So it's a lie.
No manager's saying that out loud. Look, we talked about Scott Parker the other day. Look what happened when Scott Parker said at Bournemouth, this team isn't good enough to stay in this division unless we get reinforcements. And then they fired him. Immediately they went, "You're done. You're not getting any more money. You're done. Don't do that." He's not going to put a gun to Sheffield United's head. They still have financial issues. He's not going to be able to put a gun to their head and say, if he goes, I walk. Because I'm sorry, Chris, your stock isn't high enough to demand that. No. If that's the kind of level of a manager came in and said, he goes, I go, I think the response from the board is very quickly, but off you go then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's bullshit.
Because then you don't have to pay him off. Because he's resigned.
Yeah. He's resigned, yeah. But you're going to put your resignation in now because we're going to accept this bid.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I know we were linked to that Kaiser Dubry for a while from Brighton. He's gone to Blackburn on loan today, on a season-long loan. So there you go. He's gone there. Ramsdale, as we know, has gone to Southampton. Broja is going to Ipswich. Burnley's Vitinho is set to join Botafogo in Brazil, I think.
Botafogo, yeah, Portugal. Yeah. They're hemorrhaging players right now.
Oh, it's bad, isn't it? Bad. What did you reckon to the business as well? Hannibal, Anthony, Sarmiento. It's very championshipy, isn't it? And I know they're in that division, but...
Yeah, I hope Anthony has a good season for him.
Oh, yeah. I think when I say I didn't want him back in that, I think people think
I'm the same.
I just didn't want him back, but I'm not saying he's shit. I hate him, you know. I need to qualify
but I don't think he's Premier League level. I think that this second loan has proven that the Bournemouth have had a look at him again in pre-season, and Areola's had 2 years to watch him, and has now gone, still don't fancy it. You know, off you go back down to the championship. He's closer to home. It's a good move for him. But the fact that there's a 10 million obligation should they get promoted in that, I mean, you're buying him and probably loaning him out straight away.
You'd have to sell him, wouldn't you? Get rid again.
You would have to,
It's mad. It's
I don't
almost
think he's
as
at that
bad
level.
as... It's like Leicester. They bought that Tom Cannon for like 10 million or something last summer, and they're having to get rid of him again. And I think with Leeds United, with the loans, no loan we've ever made, even with players like Rodon and that, under this new ownership, has any obligation or option because they don't want to be tied to something. And the players that we bought at decent prices and on an upward trajectory, I would say. So I think Leeds United have done well in that respect in terms of future-proofing our future, really, because you can go wild with it, but... I mean, look at Burnley. Now, I'm convinced it's financial issues because they bid for Whittaker and they bid for Jan Fleming, and both were loans with obligation to buy. They weren't cash, so the clubs went
So banking on getting promoted and paying for it then.
100%, and then paying for it. But why would another Championship club agree to that, Joe? Do you know
But
what
how
I mean?
many clubs have done that where they've got a stack of loans in, got promoted, and then they didn't get those loans made permanent and had to struggle in the league and then get relegated again? I mean, if you look what Ipswich are doing right now, if Ipswich go down next season, that's a really, really, really good championship team they put together. They should be favourites to bounce. So they've nearly, the way I look at it is they've kind of put their style out of, we'll buy a team that will either compete at the top end of the championship, bottom end of the Premier League, and we'll be safe in that mix. But if we do go down, we can bounce straight back up and we'll have that extra money to do it, and we'll be, take the relegation to get the bounce, which is, I think Burnley did that before as well. It's, look, we know we're probably going to go down. We're buying for next year with the money from this season. We'll take the hit and we go down, then we'll go back up again. And then we'll be in a much stronger position. So they could be doing that, but it's bringing in loads of loans isn't a guarantee that you're gonna be a success. And Hannibal is a decent midfielder, but he's not a spectacular midfielder by any stretch of the imagination. So I wouldn't be overly excited by that team that Burnley are putting together unless Scott Parker pulls an absolute masterstroke of coaching and gets them up. I think they could be. I think they might be mid-table, bottom, maybe edging towards the edge of the playoffs, but I don't think they'll be as forced. I could be massively wrong.
Yeah, potentially. We'll have to wait and listen. It'll all unfold. Arsenal have just signed that Marino kid, Mikel Marino, and he's bloody got injured in training and he's going to be out for weeks. That's a nightmare, isn't it? That is a nightmare when that happens. I don't know what, but you keep mentioning. I don't know what you're on about, BMG. What have I missed, bro? There's no super chat, nothing like that. Unless it's what you're referring to Big Mally saying. Let me have a look. Where's Big Mally? He's put a few bits in. 1 second.
On the subject of Mali, our good plane from Faro is over your favourite African country, Joe.
Mali?
Mali.
Oh, Mali,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you were... Oh, God. O'Reilly went to Brighton and got injured in the Carabao Cup, didn't he? 9 minutes.
That was a horrible tackle. That tackle was bad on two different levels. Like, he's really late and catches him high with his first foot. And then his second leg comes through afterwards and just cleans him out completely. It was a horrible... No yellow card even. Didn't even get booked. And then winked at the sideline when he did. Which I thought was just dirt.
Yeah.
My dad was way to injure a player.
Yeah, not good. Just seen Ramsdale signed off his goodbye tweet to Arsenal as Rambo. See, I love him though, me, honestly. I know some think he's a little bit too much, but he's the type of character that I like, me.
You don't ever refer to yourself by your own nickname.
Oh, see, I
used to always think it was weird when lads came into football clubs when I was playing and introduced themselves with their nickname. You're like,
oh, really?
I'm not doing that, mate. Relax.
Like Wazza? Like a Wayne Rooney?
Yeah, I would call them Waz. Like, no, they don't, mate. Shut up.
Really?
Give it back. And if they did, they don't now. You're done. Let's get to the back.
Love that. Oh, God.
Yeah. It was Paul Ince who referred to himself as the governor.
The governor.
And then when he started managing MK Dons, he insisted that all the players called him governor. I think 3 players left because they're like, not doing that.
Oh, wow, is that? He's a bit of a knob, isn't he?
He is a knob, yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit of a knob. Do you watch the overlap? Do you watch that?
Yeah.
Did you watch the Patrice Evra vid? Oh, it's brilliant.
I'm trying to not watch anything Patrice Evra's involved in because I think he's a lunatic.
It's brilliant though for that. Like, it is brilliant, and yeah, some of the stories, like when he first came to English football and stuff, and how Wayne, what was Wayne? So him and Vidic came in the same summer, and like Rooney was like saying out loud, like Rooney didn't give a shit, and Rooney was like saying, what the feck have we signed here? They're absolutely shocking and stuff, because apparently he had a really bad time when he first came. So, yeah, it's a good watch, Joe. I would give it a look.
Sure.
My God, I'm yawning my head off. It looks like I'll be having another nap between this stream and the next one. I have got actually, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. We've got the fan dialing show on their thoughts on deadline day. So I'm looking forward to that. I probably won't have to put on my humble pie t-shirt looking at the funds. To be honest, it's not hit okay. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. I'll do it though. I'll do it. It's all a bit of fun, innit?
Yeah.
What were you saying, Joe? Sorry.
Another story coming out. not Leeds necessarily related, but Crystal Palace have lodged an inquiry with Udinese over the availability of former Leeds United goalkeeper Marco Silvestri.
Really?
He's been okay in
He's
Italy.
been
He's had a
doing all
decent
right
career.
over there. Yeah.
He's had a decent career over there, yeah.
Wow.
But
Did
yeah.
not expect that.
So Palace are having a little look at him. He was always a decent shot stopper. It's just his handling was always the problem. You know, he was a very European goalkeeper, you know, punch everything. But then we've got all of our goalkeepers are European now. Like they're all just punch first and think about it later on, you know. But yeah, I was a half decent goalkeeper just at the club at a mad time.
Yeah, it was mad, wasn't it? Like, I remember
It
when we
was.
signed so many players there.
You go back and look at the players we had in those teams and you go, I've forgotten about so many League One players that we had. Like, I've literally blanked it out of my mind.
Yeah. It was mad. It was a mad time. What time is Nonto leaving? That's the question. Do you? Because I did a few polls this morning. A lot of people think maybe Voba, you might get a loan for Joffy if we can bring in a Sallai or something like that. But I genuinely believe that no one's going to leave. I think we'd have heard something by now if Nonto was, I think.
Yeah, I think the only one that was a sort of potential for me was Nonto.
Yeah.
But now it feels a little bit too silent on that one.
Aye.
Maybe a Joffrey loan if another championship club like panic in the last minute, but outside of that, I don't really.
I wouldn't have an issue with a Joffrey loan. I'd like to see him go out on loan, play some football for him, purely for him, because I just think if everyone comes in who's coming in, he's not even going to make the bench, and I feel sorry for him. He's not going to play football, and I know we said it yesterday. Like Farke likes him, but Farke liked Jamie Shackleton as well, and he didn't play an awful lot of football either. You can like having a player as part of your match day preparation squad. Charlie Creswell, another example, but that doesn't mean they're going to play any football. And I'd hate to see him waste his career. Like, it's a short enough career, and he spent the last 2 years sitting on the bench, you know, doing nothing. So I'd love Joffrey to go off and play some football and go and get a loan to somebody. I know Plymouth's been linked, but I think the first time I saw the Plymouth link was just some bloke put it up on Twitter, and it kind of slowed.
Oh, really?
You know what that's like, Joe?
Okay.
You know, when you make up a rumor and you throw it out there and it goes, gather some pace.
Crazy, innit? Crazy. The funniest one was the Max Aarons one, and then a day later, Graham Smith had it in the YEP article about Max Aarons.
Yeah.
And, that was funny. Yeah, be interesting to see. But Nonto, are we all now? People are still 50-50. I'm almost 95% he stays. I don't think he goes anywhere. What about Max Voberger? You were thinking he would leave. Where are you at now?
Well, the sale that Gladbach were doing on the player to PSG fell through. So they're not getting that 17 million quid for that. That deal's off. So that means they've no funds to spend on anyone else. He's changed his bio to Leeds United from blank, which kind of signals that he's hanging around. The social media team have obviously been told, get that updated. I think he stays. I think Farke looked very confident yesterday. He said, I agree with Graham Smith. I think someone has a go for Nonto late. I still think a Crystal Palace possibly has a little look at him late on. But I think he stays at this point. I think they all stay. I wouldn't have a problem if Ferber leaves, as long as we can bring in a replacement, which will be tight at this stage. No problem. But I think they both stay, and then it's going to be interesting to see what they do, because Willie's been good this season. He's had his head down. He's worked hard. He's looked good this year. The photographs from training this morning, he looked really happy and having a laugh, and that's great to see. All suggest he's in a good headspace. So if we get that version of Nonto for the rest of the season, brilliant, because he's been excellent so far. Vober be interesting to see, does his body language change now because he's here and he's going to be here for considerable. I mean, if he puts in a stinker for the rest of the year, his value just drops, and clubs won't be interested in him. You know, so he needs to do something as well. He'll have to basically prove that he's a top player in the Championship and can be a Premier League player, so that other clubs will be interested in him. Or he just stinks the place out and goes in January. Yeah,
no, that's a fair point. I've just been sent this, though. I have to put this on the screen. 1 second. This is Dr. Mr. You can, so that was Danwood. Ask Joe where the X-Men are. There you go. It also looks like I'm actually holding the jet wash.
It does.
Joe's looking at me like as if to say, "Don't shoot, Joe."
Do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
That's all right, Dan. I don't mind it.
Yeah, Dan, it's a beauty. I know this comment sounds super bitchy, so I apologise. I know it's taken on the spirit. And that shirt is bloody awful. Looks like Grandma's sofa or curtains from the 70s. However, it suits you. Well, there you go. That's all that matters, doesn't it? That's all that matters. Listen, mate, I'm cool as fuck and you're not. What can I say? That's all it is, bro. Take it in jest, bro. But sat on a beach with this, with the neck tattoo, right? The shorts, cigar, and that. It works, bro. It works. It's a Hollister, this. It's actually, yeah. But anyway, thank you.
Beat everyone off coming over to you.
Yeah, man. I don't. I'm single and I'm sad. So yeah, unfortunately, it don't work. Maybe I should take some tips from you, bro, and I might get myself a girlfriend potentially. I don't know. Yeah.
I have a couple of questions.
Go on, mate.
If you're interested,
not on my girlfriend front, hopefully, no.
Not live anyway. No, maybe later. Just I have to say this about AO replied to Leeds AO Tanaka signing.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
And they've now put a statement out, and it just says, "Hey AO, huge congratulations on signing for Leeds United. We couldn't help but notice that we share the same name, so we just had to reach out. As UK's most trusted electrical retailer based in the north, we'd love to help make your transition from Germany a breeze. With almost 1,000 delivery vans on our services, we can assist with moving your belongings or even help you to kit out your new home. Best of luck. All the best, AO." So they've sent him a message on their Twitter as well to him. So,
that's brilliant.
AO Tanaka to be sponsored by AO within the next couple of hours.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, the questions I'm going to ask you were, because we did them last night in the stream, is taking the 3 blocks of transfers that we've done, where do you rate them individually? So the first block being Cairns, Rothwell, Rodon, and Bogle. First set of players to come in. Where do you rate that group as a bunch of signings?
I think you've got two standouts in Rodon and Bogle that improve us. I would argue, well, it was great to get Rodon back first and foremost, and obviously the right back is loosely, I'd say, is better than Gray in that position. Still, jury's still out yet, but he's a proper right back, is my point, right? Kane's great third choice, especially when you consider the one that we let go of is now outside McDonald's without a club to play for, and the Rothwell one. Good option off the bench, and I think he's just going to take exactly the same role he did at Southampton, really, as that sort of like fourth choice option, if you like. So, are you wanting a number, Joe?
No, just how you feel about it. Just your thoughts on that as an initial group of signings.
Great start. It was a fantastic start. It was a 7 out of 10 for me. That maybe to get centre back and right back from one of your rivals, 100%. Great start. I don't know what Joe thinks.
Yeah, it was what you sort of needed. You needed top-end championship stuff because that's how you get out of the championship. So as a first batch, that was pretty much spot on. Yeah.
Then you had a month of nothing.
2. Which, can I just rate that? That was -10, by the way. My head was through the roof.
Immediately.
My God. It was so bad, Joe. Like, I was like coming on streams angry, depressed, like the lot. It was bad.
I got that myself.
I never assume you have complete head loss. That doesn't sound like you.
You're a very calm, sensible man down there. But everyone did by the end of it, because I did the stuff with BBC, and I even said it that the 49ers will have to answer for the public statements that they've made if they don't deliver in this window. But we did also say that they had time.
When people criticise me, Joe, on the chat, I go, listen, even Joe and Evie broke. And if they broke, then you know something's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Because them two.
We start questioning the strategy and going, this is a strange angle to go. And if you take the statements that you've made in the past, you're not in line with those statements. Even Graham Smith said to Farke, you said you'd be ready to go day one. You're not. What happened? Yeah. So, everyone was getting to the point of going, that's a huge amount of time doing nothing. So, you lose -10. Then the second block of transfers happen, and that's Ramazani and Solomon, the two that come in. Then
10 for me. There's been a lot said about Solomon, but I actually think he's going to be fucking brilliant at this league, with the caveat if he stays fit. But yeah, the player and plus Ramazani, that's a 10. Massive win. We're back at a net negative.
We're at 0 right now. So whatever happens there, we'll decide.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you think?
Agreed on the Solomon Ramazani stuff. I thought when we were initially linked with Solomon, I had that in the category of that's a little bit too good to be an actual link, I think, because he's a very, very good footballer. And then it just sort of grew and grew, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing Man of Solomon then, which I'm not going to complain about in the slightest, because that's a really, really good deal for us to do. Just to update you, by the way, both the plane from Faro and Budapest have landed. Whether or
So
not
that's
any of
two
them are relevant,
flights?
we'll find out.
Two
Yes.
flights.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were the same. I thought they'd refueled. Oh no, so they're two
No,
separate
there was
flights.
neither of these are relating to Schmidt in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
The Faro one is, in theory, a Belloumi shaped one. The Budapest one is, in theory, a Sallai shaped one.
Okay.
But Schmidt, no idea. We'll find out.
All right. Okay. We will be there.
I don't
Think
know.
either. You don't think
If
either of
every
them?
ball outside of Leeds Bradford Airport right now, we would know that anyone coming
I
through
know,
out the exit
honestly.
door now, we'd be like, well, here we go. Look, exclusive coming live from LBA.
I'm effectively just using it as a screensaver at this point. Like, it's fine.
But I also wouldn't put it past the 49ers to absolutely pull a shock out of the hat. Like, out of nowhere, just bang, there you go. Where the fuck did he come from? I mean, this time last year, Amiri was walking around Leeds High Street, I was doing a lap of a field over here, walking my dog, listening to Joe saying, it's not him. He's not in Leeds. Why would he be walking around Leeds? Why would he be in Jack and Jones? It's not him. And then it was.
It was him. I remember I was so
my
adamant.
favorite deadline days
Yeah.
things, by the way, because I know exactly where I was. I was just a big field over there, and I brought my small dog Luna in, and I had my headphones on. I was wandering around listening to you, and you were so adamant. And I think I was texting you at the time, going, "Joe, it looks like him. It looks like." I think I said just side by side picture of him in a match versus that. Was like, does look like, and you're like, "Not you as well. Don't fall for this. Not you."
Oh man, it was mad, wasn't it? I was like, yeah, I remember saying, man, he's wearing fucking Jack and Jones, man.
Can't be him. Well, yep, it was.
Giacomo, he's got bloody Giacomo on. Oh god, honestly, brilliant.
Yeah. So you never know. A shock
no.
could just come out of nowhere and be floating around Leeds.
Imagine if at the last minute the Batch Arena thing is actually accurate and we just sign him for 25 million quid.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay, sure, why not?
So
I guess we've done that.
Hamer was just a smokescreen the whole time to get this other guy done.
Bro, what are you going on about? It's actually frustrating because you keep saying this, and then you've also asked, Joe, have you read it out yet? I'm like, what are you on about?
Just repost what you want them to read out.
Yeah, post it. I don't know. You've asked me earlier, like, have you read it out? I'm like, well, are you watching? I'll actually read it out because it's praising me. Legend, man, legend. Thank you very much. Very self-deprecating. I am. No, I'm joking. There you go. Don't everyone start it now, man. It's doing me fucking tips in.
It's a great way of getting around that one, Joe. Go, look, let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you. How do you feel about me?
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant, man. Right, so a question back to you guys then. Obviously, we just mentioned we've had what's been said here.
The chat's just going, Joe.
Yeah. We've had the great start, terrible middle, greatish end, and then we're going to come to the ending.
So block 3 will be Tanaka, Schmidt, and a 10. So Sallai, Hamer, and or another. Where does that one sit for you?
I'll be disappointed if we don't get another, and the reason being is Leeds United, unfortunately, unbeknownst to them, because it was due to the Sheffield United star and Chris Wilder, they've showed their hand with a £30 million bid for Hamer, which tells us, and I know Graham Smith said this in his article, and I don't know if you folks agree, but they've showed us they've got money there. So it's like, I know it's not their fault, but it's almost like we have got money to spend, and we do need a 10, and the manager says we need a 10, so I would like a 10. If we don't get one, it will be okay, and we've still got enough. But I think for me, like you, I was so set up for don't go to bed just yet. Like genuinely, I was thinking they're gonna do it, and it'll be crazy. It'll be what an ending it'll be, and as the day's gone on, I'm going, it's not gonna happen, is it? It's not gonna happen, which would be a little bit disappointing. That's where I'm at. Still happy with the deadline day signings of Schmidt and things, because like I say, none of us expected Schmidt, and he looks an absolute baller. I've just expected a no-mark loan, but I would have liked, something amazing at the end.
What do you think, Joe?
I think this time, 2 weeks ago, if you're asking someone, we get 4 more players, how are you feeling? Everyone's just buzzing. I think the only reason people are a little bit iffy on it is the Hamer bid that got leaked made everyone sort of go, oh, so we could be getting someone else, and that sort of shifted the expectation a little bit higher. I'm happy with the squad if it's just Schmidt. I'd be over the moon if it's one more in addition to Schmidt. But I don't mind it, to be completely honest with you. It's been a decent end to the window, to be completely honest. And I think the idea of wait a bit, stuff becomes available, has worked out as much as in the moment it was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. It should also be said as well, this time last year, Leeds were trying to bring in a specialist 10 and Amiri and didn't get it done. And here we are. And now here we are again looking at potentially a specialist 10. So there's obviously an interest in it's the one thing they'd like to have. But I think that they do also realize they could probably do without it and still be okay. Like it's not vital because they have players who can play there. Like, Aronson can play in there, Willie can play in there. But it's the real case of, well, now you've got specialist players in every single position across the park. You've got out and out fullbacks, you've got out and out centre halves, you've got out and out central defensive midfielders, you've got box to box eights, you've got your both right and left side wingers who can go outside or inside, inverted or overlapping. You've got your 9. Do you really have your 10? You've got players who can do it, but do you have your out and out perfect position for there? I think it's the one that people are saying Ilias Chair, love Ilias Chair, would take him in a heartbeat. Leeds won't sign him. Attitude is not what Leeds are looking for. Leeds are talking about certain profiles of player and characters. One of them, and Ilias Chair does not have a fantastic attitude. So I don't think that would even. I don't think it even makes Leeds a list of players.
I think does not have a fantastic attitude is vastly understating things, considering various convictions. In terms of profile and ability, sure, Elias Chair would be fine enough. In terms of who he is as a human being, no, you're all right, thanks. We'll skip that one.
Yeah, I think actually there's a good shout there from Dale. If Nanto does go late in the window, I think you could see Hamer. I think they would take that money and go straight in.
Yeah.
It hasn't taken long for people to start showing that we brought in 140 million around again on Twitter, which again is just it's not accurate. We have, but we also haven't. So it's probably about 35 million that came in this year.
Yeah, I hear what Joe's saying, and I get all that, and I do. I just would like,
You're a bit quiet,
what
mate.
about Amiri? What's Amiri doing now? Or would we not?
He's at German club.
Is he still
wearing red and white
Leverkusen?
stripes.
Leverkusen?
No, he's gone.
Or did he go
gone.
somewhere else?
He went to Mainz.
Mainz, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
And scored a banger of a free kick a couple weeks ago as well. Beautiful free kick actually he scored from. Good player. Still a decent player. There was talking that Leeds might have another sniff at him this year, but I think they just got annoyed at him last year, that relationship, because he changed his whole agency and got rid of two people off his team after the Leeds move collapsed. He blamed them for it. Which, to be fair, he should, because they came to the table and asked for more money.
Yeah.
After they'd agreed.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. Was it? If we're being.
And you don't want to buckle on that stuff either. Like it's the same way, like give them the extra cash, get the player, just give them the extra money that they want. Now you don't want to have your pants pulled down, your ass banked constantly on transfers, because if you do that, clubs are going to realize you're an easy mark. And anytime you go in to bid for a player, they can go, "Well, add on 2 million, we'll get it off them." So you've got to be able to have a line of going, "Sorry, we agreed a fee, we agreed a salary. You've come in here now and you've asked for more than that. Deal's off."
You can't have piss taken out of you, can you?
No.
That's for sure, because a lot of that goes down. I mean, look at Willie Nonto. If we're being honest, the whole the Nonto, it's so comical that he's literally
the
last one that's actually going to stay a second season after everything that happened. It's it's funny, man. I can't lie, but it is what it is. Joe, you don't have a stream set up for after, do you?
The next stream that I'm doing will be at around 8:30, in which we are going to be having a fun quiz with various creators for a prize that who knows what's in this envelope, but this is one of the prizes that we're potentially looking for. It's definitely Oasis tickets.
Definitely.
That's one of our 2 prizes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Joe, are you still there? No, he's not. So, Oh, Nat Phillips. The move's finally over. He's moving to Derby County, folks. Yeah, I'll be back at 5, folks. I'll be back at 5 with JT for the fan preview. So when that video not the fan preview, the fine deadline. What did I say? The fan deadline day dialing show. So make sure you do that at 5 o'clock. 5 till 7, there or thereabouts. What I am going to do now, though, looking at it, we don't have any Leeds creators currently live. So what I'm going to do is redirect this to my guy, LB, who's a City fan. I do want you to go on over to LB and show some love. So when this ends, you don't have to stay and watch, but just go over and put Just Joe Raid. It helps other content creators out that help me out. And yeah, it's decent to keep that train going. Joe, what do you have in store for the rest of the day?
Nothing for the rest of today. The news video has gone out this morning, so that's there with just the details on all of the trans been linked, the extra young players that have been thrown into the mix today as well. So there's a few stories there, and I'm doing the live stream for the last hour, same as yourself. So from between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, I'll be live with Alex from American Leeds podcast and Michael Maynard as well for the last hour. Our old school crew of deadline day streamers. So we'll have a crack at that later on tonight. And then I might be back on here after 11 o'clock, depending on how it goes. What you're doing.
Yeah. So, just give me a shout. Just let me know.
Sure.
So there is a redirect set for LB. I'll be back at 5. I can't lie, I've yawned that much. I'm probably going for another nap. I'm not even lying. So I'm probably going to go for another nap. Listen, go show some love to both these channels. Both their channels are in the title. Redirect set for LB. Quiz later on Joe's channel, which means I'll get some Oasis tickets. And we'll see in a bit. Just Joe Raid on LB's channel. I'll be going to check to make sure you do, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye, folks.